let me get this straight. You're upset you're not on the Epstein list, Kron.
Yeah, dude. Aren't you? Rubbing elbows with the glitterati of the world.
I wasn't upset until I saw Blanchett on it. And then I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
You think she was it like tar research or some shit? You think that's what it's going to be?
It's a little tar. It's just a little tar, a little R&R. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Dr. Wawa sounds like a character, huh?
Did you print the list off?
I mean, you think you miss your name, you know? You just,
mm-hmm.
I've not made teams before. I know you get excited, you know. Did they put it, was it Bones or was it, last name alphabetical? I don't know. So
yeah, Dr. Wawa sounds like a Muppets character.
Who's this fucking guy?
Huh?
What?
Can we help you?
Problem? You got a problem with me already? I just walked in.
Yeah. Can you lower your flag? I'm not going to address, I have no issue with the flag. I'm not trying to start a fight, but you're covering our security cameras.
I don't know what flag you fight under, but that's the only one that you should.
This flag just says Hot Wings on it.
Yeah, like that YouTube thing where they eat the celebrities and stuff.
Hot
Flea
ones.
was on there.
Hot ones.
Hot ones or something. My ex-wife bought me it for Christmas, and I tell you, goddamn.
Bones cross-reference to see if Hot Wings is on the Epstein list.
Oh, wait. You got. I'll report this in for human trafficking. Are you? I think I've walked into something.
We'll just check
big.
I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. You guys clear.
God.
Guys clean.
We can still watch Hot Ones.
You're lucky. I fucking had Hannity on my flip. What is this store?
You walked in here. What do you think it is?
Curiosity got me. What is it? You got little boxes all over the wall. Weird looking artwork.
Do you do you watch anything other than Hot Ones and Fox News? I'm sorry, Newsmax. You look like a Newsmax guy.
It's Facebook, honestly. I don't really. I'll just scroll and read memes. That's how.
You like Deliverance?
Well, yeah, it's a wonderful movie, except for that. I don't, those people. I don't want to get into that. That's, that's one of their movies now.
It's hard to tell who you're calling those people in that movie.
The Burt Reynolds of the world?
Mm-hmm.
That bothers you?
Those people that come from the city and try to ruin your
No, I'm talking about the Mountaineers from fucking Virginia. Nobody likes fucking Virginia. Come on. You guys from Virginia? I'll fucking leave right now.
What are you, West Virginia?
I'm Maryland, actually.
Okay.
I'll be
born and raised.
Look, we're not at a rally. I'm not around my rowdy ass friends and stuff. I don't have to be.
It's low key here, man.
I feel comfortable with you guys. I don't feel threatened, minus the human trafficking thing I thought you guys were into. But I think we cleared that up.
Okay, all right. You've been on we cleared that shit up. Okay, we do not have human trafficking in our basement. That is the pizza place across the street. Yes.
There's no basement here.
No basement. 2, no human trafficking. It's across the street. It's Asteroid Pizza across the street. I don't know how many times I got to tell you people when you come in here.
Yeah, I'm not from Virginia. I just told you I'm from Maryland. Shit. Anyway, video rentals, huh?
Yes.
I can't.
You nailed it.
People still do this shit?
Business is booming in 2024.
That's a lie, Mustache. You know that. That's a fucking lie.
Nuh-uh. I mean, we've got you in here right now.
According to Apple, 28 people come in here.
Butterfinger babies? I ain't seen that shit since I had kids.
Did you call them Butterfinger babies?
No, BBs.
All right.
Like you loaded, shoot your first bird, BBs.
All right.
What do you call your
shoot
child?
One of those out of a 9mm? You can shoot it right into your friend's mouth. It's pretty fucking cool, man. They just, right in there.
It followed by a bullet?
Yeah, you want to see?
No.
I can carry in here, right?
I mean, you make it seem like we don't have guns back here.
Oh,
yeah, look at these guns.
At this.
Yeah. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
Hey.
We're fucking hip, dude.
Mm-hmm. We got guns in here.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why there's no human trafficking going on here.
You guys are pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
You hiring?
You don't want to work here, dude.
I don't know. Guns.
We're all...
There's kind of some sexy babes on some of those movie boxes over there.
I can't get into the spiritual Black Realm curse
Holy shit!
thing that's going on.
Is that a triple X room back there?
I've had it, brother.
Yeah.
And if you want some privacy, put your flag up in front of the camera.
It's even got the fucking saloon doors. That is...
Oh, you like those?
Yeah.
This is a grade A fucking business. Did you guys take any of the COVID money? Because you deserved it. I'll tell you that.
No, we get paid in like a Jerry token system. We're not allowed to handle real money.
What the fuck is that?
I can't explain. It's
like we take real money, we give the real money to Jerry, he gives us the tokens, and we buy stuff with the tokens.
It kind of reminds me of a place I used to work for where they used to give you a card and put your paycheck on it. It was the fucking stupidest thing. Just give me a check.
Mm-hmm.
We go to a bank. Give me a card. I don't know if it's on there or not when I use it.
Well, that's because the fucking banking systems probably made a deal with these corporations that facilitate the use of said card, locking you into a quite limited banking system, reducing your efforts to invest said cash.
Preach it, brother. I agree. They're all fucking scumbag slime.
Yeah.
I'm from Maryland. I'm pretty close to all those scumbags.
And what is money, man? It's zeros and ones, right? Like,
fuck the
it's
lizard
tokens,
people, man.
It's tokens with Jerry's face on them. Who knows what it is?
Shaped like a zero. When he hands it over to us, he gives us middle finger that looks like a one.
Yeah. You want my flag?
Nah, we're all right, dude. We can't.
Oh, okay.
It's a chill week in here.
All right. Well, however you get paid, I hope they're paying you a lot. Cause you guys, I was a little tense today. I'm in town. My kid's graduating. My ex-wife, So we ain't got shit to do tonight, and I figured, rent a film. I guess is that what you guys call it? Film.
You get divorced again, you'll have a triple X scenario going on.
Hey, I'm gonna, when they go to bed or we go out or whatever, I'm gonna put that one in and see if maybe if old feelings start to render up, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And if you need help, hymns.com, promo code 5DR.
I don't know what that is, but...
Well, why don't you go back there, pick out
Wink.
whatever movies you want.
Wink.
I'll get a buffer movie that you can put on top that kind of, shields the pornography.
This guy's a pro.
You know what? You guys are trying to help me get laid tonight. I'll make a few calls. She's got some cousins that'll surely come in here and cluck for a buck, if you know what I mean, man. And hell, they might bring you leftovers from the barbecue.
Will they boing for a coin?
Yeah, I'm really
you guys
not
are
sure
talking
what
about those Jerry coins, so if they're gold looking, they'll probably take them.
They're kind of like they're like a pewter.
Don't try smashed anything. They tried that once, and that bitch, she got pissed.
Yeah, when you
the
primer
difference.
your 4x4 truck before you put the camo paint on it?
Yeah.
That's the color of them.
I know exactly. Me and you just went on the same fucking level, dude.
I talk dirtbag. No offense. That's what I mean.
You guys want me to fill out a Yelp review or anything? I'll fucking do it. 5 fucking stars.
I think we want you to go pick out your porno.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You got anal stuff? That's what we're kind of into. I'll look. Thank you. Thank y'all.
No problem. Bones, that that guy's going to be back there for a while, dude. I think we watch his Buffer movie because tonight on 5-Day Rentals.
Holy shit, you got a Sibian?
It's Tombstone. Welcome back, everybody, to the 5-Day Rentals podcast. This is the video store podcast where each week we take turns picking a flick that we think meets a fun, non-genre specific category. This round's category is Pete Kidman, aka Three Pete's. These are movies that feature an actor or an actress with the first name Pete or the last name Kidman. I am Kron Howard. I will be your host this evening. Joined as always by two nerve-wracking sons of bitches. It's Bones and Laundry Dan. How you boys doing?
Kron, I am rolling.
Well, I'm your Huckleberry, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I guess points go to Bones on this one.
There's not many quotable lines from this movie. I don't
know. Not at all. Not at all.
About.
Every 6 minutes, there's a quotable line.
6?
To you.
There's
every 45 seconds, man.
Yeah. Well, there's some parts that are like montages.
Fair enough.
Guys, we are here to talk about the movie Tombstone from the year 1993, directed by George P. Cosmatos. / maybe Kurt Russell. Who knows?
Is this the Mandy director's dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how he was able to make... it's the movie before Mandy. It's like... What is it called? It's like Black Rainbow or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's how he funded his first movie. Was with leftover Tombstone cash.
The George guy?
Yeah. George Cosmatos is the son, or George Cosmatos is the father of Cosmatos who made Mandy.
Okay.
Mandy's going to be on the show eventually, just a heads up.
I think. Yeah.
I thought about watching it the other day, and I was like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people were a lot higher on that movie than I was. But I did like all the weird visual shit, you know?
Oh, I thought you meant like you did all of like the visual setup. Like you stripped down and you turned all the lights off. And
got a chainsaw.
That's how you watch the movie.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, Cosmatos. This guy also directed... It's a rat movie of unknown origin. What's the other big one? Didn't he do a Rambo or something?
Rambo, and he did
two or three, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think it was 2.
Oh yeah, and
maybe
Cobra.
It was 3.
Yeah.
Kron, that one wasn't featured on your Horror Drafts episode? The rat one?
Of unknown origin, I think was my 4th selection in that.
Okay.
Pretty good. It's kind of a mixed bag. I actually like the first half of it a lot more because it's just weird. But then the last half is the dude from RoboCop just fighting a big rat for like 30 minutes.
Wait, RoboCop fights a big rat?
The guy who plays RoboCop.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
But it's pretty good. I mean,
Robo wants an Oreo.
In that movie, Robo wants to kill a rat. Peter Weller. That's the name I was trying to think of.
What is he, Martin Scorsese or something? Shit.
Speaking of Pete, what's the Pete connection in this one, Kron?
Oh yeah, got it somewhere in my notes. I think it's like Peter Sherayko, who plays Texas Jack Vermillion, is the Pete connection in this. Weird fact that I did learn about this guy, though, was I don't know how many movies he's been in, but like all the costumes you see in this, like he supplied that shit. He had one of the largest collections of like Western style clothing, and studios would rent from him all the fucking time.
So he had a lot of wool.
He had a lot of wool, dusters.
It's his prime duster.
Bustles.
Unwashed to maintain the effect.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, he's like a pivotal part of the movie. So
yeah,
I think
you didn't have to go 25 cast members down to find him, right?
It's kind of like I made up the category, and then at the same time, I was like, I want to do Tombstone. Surely there's a guy in there named Pete.
Yeah. Yeah.
You scroll down far enough, you'll find a guy.
Yeah. Did we talk about? I would say 60% of movies have somebody named Peter associated with them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even more.
I would say 50.
Is Peter like a top 10 name?
Not in my book.
Not your personal name rankings. I know it's like Jax with 2 X's.
3.
And then
Gunner.
Jax with 3 X's right after it.
Does any of you know a Peter?
Yeah.
I don't think I know a Peter.
I'm sure I've worked with like a Pete or a Peter.
No. I don't think I have a Peter in my life. Not that I want one. Don't at me.
You don't have your own Peter to play with?
Oh, I got my Pete. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, if your name's Pete, hit up Dan on the Discord.
Don't, please.
He wants to hang out.
You know, Peters are lonely out there, right? Yeah. Your name is Peter.
I mean, I think it's always going to be one of the top names because you got Peter from the Bible, right? So every, these Catholic families, they don't let that shit die.
Yeah, that's like your opinion.
I'll tell you what, mate. It does get a little lonely on the bush.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit, dude.
Thought you were dead, Pete Kidman.
How could I not show up to the ceremonial category about my lovely, lovely sister?
Well, it's not about your sister. It's about you. The category is Pete Kidman.
Yeah.
And who
You're
would
the
I
main
be without
name,
my
dude.
lovely, beautiful, talented sister?
I guess
Who
you'd
you
just
are
be
today.
a pervert in the outback.
Come on now, mate.
You'd be a little less weird without your sister, to be honest with you.
How is Nicole?
Not returning calls, which
Yes.
she's in character.
For what?
She
An
does.
AMC commercial?
Damn right. You think she's going to answer her damn phone while she's shooting one of those? Hypocritical. Not mine, Nick.
How long has it been that she's been in character, in this character that doesn't return calls?
I think that's what she's just telling him, Kron.
That's what I'm trying to get. Let's get the answers out of
She'll
Pete,
text when she can. I see the 3 little dots,
We just had the holidays. You didn't see her?
No.
Wow.
Did she send you a gift?
It's
at
such a
all?
long flight, mate. And you can't Zoom, because she gets 18 hours of sleep a night.
That's a lot. That's too much.
Well, it
Is she a
takes
sloth?
2 or 3 hours to set up the containment, the pod that she gets in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that why she's still got that banging ass rack at like 56?
Absolutely.
She does look good.
But when I say it, I'm fucking weird. Come on.
Well,
Yeah, it's fucking weird, dude.
That's fucking weird.
you are the brother.
No.
So
yeah, it's like Billy Bob and Angelina.
You guys are
It's just
making it
weird.
seem like I've got some sort of fantasy involving me and my body and my sister's body.
Keep going, dude.
you tell
Well,
me
now who's weird? You want me to...
you tell me you've never laid in that sleep pod before.
You're telling me you never wanted to be that water?
Just to feel close.
Well, I laid in it, but I laid in it face down.
That's worse, dude.
Did you have clothes on?
It's a sleep pod.
I don't think you're doing yourself any favors here, dude.
All right. How many movies we got in this damn thing? I mean, I need to schedule out because if Nick calls... Six?
No,
Yeah.
this is one of 3.
This will be one of 3. So I got to be back next week. Is it a Cole movie next week?
We don't
I don't
know.
know. We won't know until Bones lets us
Well,
know.
I don't... Fucking Bones.
He's in charge next week, so
Be some bullshit straight-to-video action flick, huh?
I think it could
yeah, he's a
easily,
bullshit artist.
We could easily get into a 3-peat situation here.
No,
And
no.
no Kidmans.
If we get into a three-peat situation, are you going to rename this category three-peat?
I said AKA 3-peats.
Okay, yeah, you did.
Can you imagine if there were 2 more of me? God.
No.
Absolutely crushing Bush.
Downloads would be insane.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think I'd start my own podcast?
I mean,
Okay,
you're
prob-
complaining about being
beat
here
by
now,
beat.
so
That's what we'd call it, beat by beat, where we go minute by minute through my sister's movies.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
got-
if you'd have enough
It'd be
liquid left
beat
in your
by
body.
beat by beat. Beat by beat with Pete, and Pete.
you're going to get 2 other Pete's to be on the show?
Well, there's so many goddamn Peters, mate.
This was also a scenario where there are 2 more Pete's. 2 more Pete Kidmans, essentially.
And you got guys that their last name's Peters, Petersons, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's lots of... I mean, you could pick whatever movie you want for this category.
You guys know Bernadette Peters?
I don't know her.
I mean, we don't personally know her, but we
Yeah.
know of her.
I laid down in her sleep pod, too.
I bet you do. You filthy.
It wasn't the same. All right, I'll be back next week. Let's
All right, thanks.
let's not draw
Yes.
this out more.
Same time.
So happy to have you here.
All right, mates. Bye.
Love you, Pete.
Bye.
Why'd you do that? Bye.
I was trying to fit in with Pete. Give him a good
Was
little
Pete here?
send-off. Yeah, Pete
Yeah,
Kidman
he
came
came
through,
in.
dude.
Did he talk shit about my movie picks?
Yeah. He
A little.
he called him straight-to-video action flicks.
Well, that's not talk. I mean, that's just
It's kind of
that's
good.
that's objective.
Yeah, he also said that he wanted to lay in your sleep pod, though. So
Yeah,
Not
weird
face
dude, man.
down, I hope.
he only does face downs, dude.
Just get a fucking normal guy on this show. Jesus.
All right, guys. Tombstone.
Yeah,
I'm
what about
sure.
it?
I'm sure we've all seen this thing. I mean, this lived on TBS or TNT, and I was thinking about this as I was getting ready for the episode. I'm pretty sure every single house that I went to in middle school and high school had a copy of this movie. It was everywhere.
My house had a copy of this movie, yes.
As did mine. Bones probably had 2.
I don't think we did. I know my grandfather did.
I think my grandpa had a copy.
Yeah.
Would you guys wolf down a couple bar S's and watch Tombstone together?
Well, that's the other grandpa.
Oh,
so
okay.
hot dog grandpa didn't really have VHSs because he always just had
DVDs.
no, like just whatever primo cable.
Look out the window. That's entertaining.
No, hot dog grandpa was the one who got most of his entertainment from westerns, James Cameron action movies and listening to the fucking CB.
Yeah, but this is a Western.
Oh, yeah. He watched this all the time. I'm sure I watched this with him multiple times. But he wasn't a physical media collector. He's probably the one I get that from.
So you just have HBO and you're like, got it.
Yeah.
It's when HBO was cool.
And yeah. I mean, he was the guy that I would watch, Three Stooges with every Sunday morning on TCM. And then he would flip through and see like, all right, fucking this World War II movie's coming on. This one's this. I can go fishing at 2 to 4, and then I got to be back to watch whatever.
You're not cool. You got to get up earlier than that for the good fish, dude.
It'd be cool if we could see like our grandparents' letterboxed. Just like what they watched their whole lives.
When the other grandfather did not like Children of Men, I was fucking crushed.
At least you had a grandparent that like made it through it.
Yeah.
Or I was going to say made it to Children of Men.
Yeah.
I think both of mine were gone long before. I think all of mine were gone long before this.
They didn't last much longer after that, but.
Yeah, I think if I ever brought up Children of Men to a grandparent, they'd be like, I don't know what that shit is.
Yeah.
What? We're all children of men.
But I bet, yeah.
There's only a man and a woman.
He'd be a great one to get his input on like the big three argument. Like what tier he would put them. Like he would be offended that Chuck wasn't in the top tier,
I think and Van Damme.
Not so much Van Damme. I remember him liking a lot of Wesley Snipes.
Oh.
He's not going Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Willis?
I think he would go like Chuck, Wesley Snipes, maybe Stallone.
That's not a bad group.
Yeah.
Arnold doesn't even make his top 3?
No, he was a real patriot, dude.
Too European.
Yeah.
You got to give Arnold.
Yeah, Arnold's number 1. We all know that. I've learned from his mistakes. We got to talk fucking Tombstone.
Yeah, we are.
This movie's like a fucking.
Well, to be fair, Kurt Russell should be in that
minutes.
conversation too, right?
Mm-hmm. We are 30 minutes in. We should probably start talking about the movie. Who knows how long it's going to take. As I was making plot notes for this, I did realize there are too many good lines. If I happen to miss your favorite one, you jump in and say it.
Okay.
You're talking to the listeners? They can't do that.
I'm talking to you two.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, if you're listening to this at your cubicle, yell out your favorite line when it gets to that part of the episode.
No, type it into the Discord, say, I can't believe you left this line out, and keep your job. Okay?
Guys, before we begin, I think we should rate my Letterboxd.
All right. Dan, before record, you reported to me average user Letterboxd rating 3.8 for Tombstone.
Yes, sir.
Dan, would you like to lock in Kron's? I don't mind going first. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Kron Howard. Tombstone, 1993. You are a 5.0.
Wow. Big prediction.
Big dick, big predict.
I do believe, did you have this at a 4 previously when you said, I've never given this a 5? Was it a 4 on there before?
I believe I did have this.
I've only given a 4.9.
All right. I'm going to play it a little safe. I'm going to go 4.5.
All right. That's a 5 from Dan, 4.5 from Bones. We will see what the score is when we get to the end of this episode. Guys, Tombstone, 1993, directed by George P. Cosmatos. All right, we start out with some grainy-looking black and white footage. It's very vignetted. You get this whole kind of preamble about the Civil War is over. There's a resulting economic explosion, which which spurs on all this growth in the West. There's a lawman, Wyatt Earp. He's retiring his badge and gun to start a peaceful life with his family. Earp's friend Doc Holliday, a Southern gentleman turned gunman and gambler, also travels west, hoping the climate will alleviate his tuberculosis. They also go into the backstory of the cowboys. They are, like a group of 100 exiled Texas outlaws who band together to form a ruthless gang, the first example of organized crime in America. They are the Cowboys.
And they're making the playoffs this year.
Hell yeah. They should wear those red sashes out there on the field, dude.
They should. I think so.
Honor your heritage,
I think you're onto something.
You think any of the Cowboys ever got approached by somebody and asked if they were like into something specific? They were like, no. The guy was like, well, then take the fucking sash off.
I mean, they probably would have talked to Jerry Jones, not. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah. Two things up in the front. Robert Mitchum does this voiceover. Feels like he is walking down the street doing the voiceover. He's in an absolute rush to get through this. And the old-timey footage that they insert the modern actors into, slight spoilers for Ferrari. That's how Ferrari opens.
With the same footage from Tombstone?
No, not the same footage, but I wish. Yeah, and it's just Adam Driver driving through it. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
So that's how Ferrari opens, with like some, classic black and white Ferrari racing footage, and they digitally insert Adam Driver's face, and it is so unnecessary. And it is these two
it's funny
awkward looks of like him trying to stretch and look around a corner, and like a slight, he's doing like a Zoolander look almost. It looks so much better. Yeah, because the Tombstone version looks so much better.
Well, the Tombstone version, luckily, I don't think they do like hardly any close-ups. It's not like face on. Mm-hmm. It's like Doc walking through town,
What do you think of those crashes, though, Dan?
Ferrari's good shit. I think if you got time, go check out
Ferrari's good. Ferrari's good.
It's good.
I want to see it.
You will believe that Penelope Cruz is capable of murder.
I already do.
Yeah, but this absolutely solidifies it, man. Absolutely terrifying.
I'll say this much. I could have watched another hour of Ferrari and I wouldn't have minded.
Wonderfully paced for being a dull movie. And I mean that as a compliment.
How long is it?
It's 210. 210-ish, I think.
That's not bad.
Kron, I'll say this. It's more Thief than Heat.
You kind of go in and you're like, how's he going to man this up? And then, you're like, this is a man.
Yeah.
I want to see it, man. I'm going to try to check it out. Maybe this weekend.
I'm not saying I'm taking your man's man card away, but.
Yeah.
That's fine.
At least tuck your sash all the way into your pocket.
Okay.
At least leave your bandana out, though, and see what. Maybe there's some Italian guys there.
I got to tuck my sash, but leave out my bandana.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll know. We'll know.
Outfit work. All right. We see a bunch of cowboys. They roll up on this Spanish-style church. Looking tough, loading up a bunch of guns. The main bad guy, who is Curly Bill, he throws 2 red sashes on the ground. He says, "You killed a couple cowboys." And these guys just start opening fire, laying waste to the entire wedding party. Eventually, this priest, he kind of calms everyone down. He says someone's going to come for revenge. He's speaking all in Spanish. The groom, he ends up getting shot through the knee. Calls out, "You go to hell." "You first," says Curly Bill. Shoots this guy right in the head. Cowboys go to help themselves to the wedding feast. Again, this priest runs up. He's yelling something. But the second kind of bad guy in charge, Johnny Ringo, he shoots this priest. Bill asks him, what was that guy saying? This other guy says, I don't know, man. It's something about a sick horse. Johnny Ringo says, your Spanish is terrible. It's from the Bible.
Worse than your English.
Yeah. Behold a pale horse. The man who sat upon him was death, and hell followed with him. Boom. Tombstone.
Crash and burn.
Cut to a train pulling in the station. I nearly jumped through a plate glass window when I saw this thing fucking...
I got out of the way. I was like, oh, shit.
Scariest part of the whole movie.
Yeah, my wife's like, what the hell's going on? Relax. It's okay.
You just pointed at the screen. Choo-choo. The choo-choo.
Get out of the way.
The choo-choo.
Get the dog.
Off steps our hero, Wyatt Earp. He sees some dipshit, like, absolutely manhandling his horse. He goes up to him, like, grabs a rope, just smacks this guy right across the face, and he's like, that hurts, doesn't it?
This pissed you off, Dan, didn't it? This guy treating this horse the way it deserved.
I don't think he deserved what he got from Wyatt Earp.
Come on.
It is a movie horse. It's doing its job, so I guess it's okay.
What? So you can hit a horse as long as you're filming it?
I was going to say it doesn't look like they were able to fake that. It looks like the guy actually did have to hit him.
Well, you know. Sometimes.
For the craft, huh?
He's a trained stuntman. He knows how to throw.
He got an extra carrot that night.
Yeah. Some U.S. Marshal, he sees Earp kind of walking off. He goes up to him, and Wyatt Earp just instantly cuts him off. This guy's like, hey, if you're sticking around. He's like, nope, I'm retired. Heading to Tombstone. Gonna start a new life there. This guy tells him, I never saw a rich man who didn't have a guilty conscience. Wyatt Earp says, I already got the guilty conscience. I might as well have the money, too. Wyatt's soon met by his brothers, Virgil and Morgan, and their wives. Wyatt's wife also joins the party, complaining that none of these dipshit stores got any laudanum.
Very powerful medicine, that is.
It's like opium, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a whole mixture of terrible shit.
I think you mean awesome shit, dude.
Fuck your life up. I know personally.
Yeah, it was so good they had to outlaw it.
Pretty hot wives, I would say, for these guys.
Yeah, they all seem to have it tight.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Wyatt. Thank you for putting this together, Wyatt.
This is nice.
Yeah.
It's fucking hot.
Yeah, so far, heavy hitters. We got Kurt Russell. We got Michael Biehn.
Yeah.
Got
Powers Booth, right?
Powers Booth.
Curly Bill.
Curly Bill. You got Bill Paxton as Morgan. Sam Elliott as Virgil. Fuck.
I mean, if you didn't introduce anyone else, this would already be a great movie.
Zane is just the fucking cherry on top.
Mm-hmm. Cut over to a...
Is this the second time he's been on the show, or the third? Do we have
Billy
Billy
Zane?
Zane in something else?
Demon Knight?
Yeah, I know that one, but I thought we had him in something else, too.
The fucking Phantom?
Ah, fuck yeah, that's right.
This will be...
3-timer, baby.
It's like the fourth Paxton?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we had a whole category.
Well, yeah, they're...
Near Dark.
Well, okay.
Well, no, I did two. I did Paxton.
I did
Paxton.
both. Yeah. This is uninteresting. Move on.
Cut over to a poker table. Doc Holliday is playing some poker there. Someone just raised him $500. Doc eventually calls and wins the hand. The guy he's playing against is pissed. Doc taps on his gun and asks, "Are we cross?" This guy says, without your gun, you're just a pathetic lunger. This guy goes to draw on Doc, but by the time he's got his gun in his hand, Doc has drawn both of his guns, cocked the hammer. Doc eventually lays his guns down on the table. He says, like, all right, we can be friends again. But this guy's not having it. He lunges at Doc. He pulls a knife, stabs this guy. Doc and his lady end up making their escape. They kind of collect all the winnings, get the hell out of there.
And just straight up steal. They take like 2 or 3 stacks of cash from a table on the way out.
I think they clean off their table, and then on the way out, there's like another poker table set up, and they just get that one too.
Let's forget the luggage.
Cut over to the Earps. They're arriving in Tombstone. The local sheriff, John Beeham, introduces himself. He's, of course, heard of the Earps and their legend.
They were, Dodge City before this, right? That's where he got famous?
Dodge City, Kansas.
Goddamn. Dan, you remember that Taco Bell we stopped at?
Every time they say Dodge City, I think of Bones, and he's like, that's the best Taco Bell.
That's the best fucking Taco Bell I've ever had. Dodge City,
we
Kansas.
just went through the Wyatt Earp Museum, and he's like,
fuck
Taco
that.
Bell, man.
This Taco Bell.
Did they have a standee in the Taco Bell that was like Wyatt Earp 8 year?
I'm trying to think of a cool taco name with Wyatt Earp, but it's not coming to me.
The Earpalupa?
Yeah, it's something with the chalupa.
Wyatt Earpupa?
Wyatt Earpalupa.
What is on it? Oh, it'd have to be like chilies, like, right? Like green chilies or something they'd put in it.
Yeah, there's a decorative little mustache they hang off the end of it.
Like,
it looks like a mustache.
Maybe it's like a double-decker in the way that the beans sort of overflow and roll out are supposed to be like his mustache. And it comes with a bottle of laudanum for your wife.
That's your drink.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a combo.
It's a Baja Blast, Dr. Pepper.
With laudanum on the side.
God damn, that shit gets me fucked up, bro.
They also meet up with Fred White, who's the town marshal. He lets them know that Behan isn't really the law around here. Tombstone is run by the cowboys. White also tells them, hey, Tombstone is a boom town, man. Like 24 hours a day, you can gamble, you can drink, you can get a lady. But he adds, like, all except for this one bar, the Oriental. It's like dog shit.
It seems like the nicest bar in town.
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure out why shortly. Wyatt walks into the Oriental. He learns that the problem is this guy dealing cards at the Pharaoh table. This guy says, you back the queen again, I'll blow you right up that wildcat's ass.
And there is a wildcat's ass behind him.
Yep.
This is Billy Bob Thornton playing Johnny Tyler. I think he's got probably 2 minutes of screen time and steals every single scene that he's in.
Yes.
Dan, I don't know if you saw this in further research, but I read a thing that, like, he was basically a last-minute addition. Like, they did not know who was going to play this part. So when he came in, they were like, you just figure out the dialogue. Like, he ad-libbed every line that he has.
What a blessing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Get that damn cigar out of my face.
We learned this guy is named Johnny Tyler. He just waltzed in one day waving his gun around and smacking people, and now no one of, like, prominence will visit the Oriental. It's just bums. Bones, I just came to that line. You want to?
Sorry. No, go ahead.
All right. Keep that damn cigar out of my face. Christ almighty, I feel like I'm playing cards with my brother's kids or something. Nerve-wracking sons of bitches. Wyatt goes over and tells this guy, you're in my seat.
That a fact?
Tyler stands up. He's getting aggressive. Well, he's reaching for his pistol, and Wyatt is just like, go ahead, dude. Says, skin that smoke wagon and see what happens. Wyatt just starts slapping the piss out of this guy. Eventually, he asks him, are you going to do something or just stand there and bleed?
Wyatt picks smoke wagon.
Skin that smoke wagon might be the most badass line in the movie.
If anyone ever pulls a gun on you, that's what you should.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you should.
Or even
tell
thinks about it.
Mm-hmm. Wyatt picks this guy up by the ear, throws him out of the bar. It says, how about I take over the Pharaoh table, 25% of the house steak?
God damn. I guess if you're getting Wyatt Earp to fucking protect your bar, then I guess that's a decent price.
Well, yeah, and now if a more regular, better clientele are going to come in, the overall house take's going to be better. So,
yeah, it's win-win. You're getting a bouncer for like nothing.
Well, you know he's got brothers, so. Oh, he's got to back up your brothers.
You think they each get 25%?
No.
Yeah.
They get collectively 25%.
Yeah. That's why they're going to rent.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't gonna pay for room service.
25%? Dude, he's got to split it 3 ways. You could get a 9-course meal back then for like a quarter. It's nothing.
Maybe prices are different in Denver.
Wyatt goes out and tells his brothers, like, hey, we just picked up our first, gig here.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Thank you for this.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Wouldn't you know it, Johnny Tyler's walking up. He's got a shotgun in his hands. We hear somebody yell out, Johnny Tyler, you madcap. It's fun as hell. It's Doc. Johnny gets distracted. He's like, Doc, I didn't know you were back in town. Doc diffuses the whole situation. He starts catching up with the Earps. They're talking back and forth. Eventually, Doc looks over and he's like, Johnny, I didn't realize you were still there. You may go now. Wyatt tells him to leave the shotgun on his way out.
Yeah, Johnny is able to overhear, like when Doc refers to Wyatt as Wyatt. And he's like, oh, fuck, that was Wyatt Earp.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, he thanks them as he sets his shotgun down on the ground.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Now we got a shotgun, Wyatt. Thank you.
They could have used that later in the movie.
They do. They give it to Doc.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, he's all happy about it.
As the guys are chatting, they hear a gunshot come out of a bar. A couple guys stagger out. One of them is Texas Jack Vermillion.
Who?
You did it.
Peter Sharako.
Our Peter.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that Peter.
The whole reason this movie is in this category. Suddenly, a troupe of actors roll into town. Wyatt is instantly taken with how hot this lady is. She kind of looks over at him. She likes what she sees, too.
She wants one.
She says she wants one of them. She could have been looking at, I don't know, Virgil?
Thank you, Wyatt. Thank you for giving me your sloppy seconds, Wyatt.
It's not the first time, Wyatt.
Thank you for having these pretty ladies look at me, Wyatt.
He looks the same age as he does now.
Yeah.
Who, the
Sam
Virgil?
Elliott? Yeah. Take a little pride in what you're doing, buddy. Regular skincare routine. Watch your calorie intake.
Wasn't it like...
Sweat once a day, brother.
what was that movie? Power of the Dog or something? He was not a big fan of that.
Yeah, we did a whole cold open bit based on that.
Oh, yeah.
I think 2, actually. I think I called it back like 3 weeks later.
Cut over to the big play being put on. Shitload of cowboys. They're down in the cheap seats. The Earps and Doc are up in the box seats.
Shitty seats, because we see their view. They get 30% of the stage from that box seat.
Yeah, but isn't that like... I can't remember. Like in Shakespeare time, wasn't it like that? Like the best seats were considered where all the poor people went?
I think I'm inclined to agree with you. Yeah, I think the Cowboys have all the best seats. But
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Lincoln would still be alive today if he wasn't up in those fucking box seats.
Mm-hmm. Dan? Do you have anything to say about a president who got shot in the head?
No. You're already going to take 3 hours on this episode, so.
Did you stop going back? Like, you got to JFK and you were like, I can't go back any further until I get this one figured out?
Yeah, still working it, man.
I guess the Lincoln one, they kind of already they solved that.
You only have 4 walls in a room, Dan, and each one of those is covered in yarn. What are you supposed to put Lincoln in the closet?
I got 2 dedicated to Zodiac, and I got the other 2 dedicated to JFK, so.
Mm-hmm.
What am I supposed to get another room?
They got to connect somehow.
They are. They're connected.
I think you could blow the whole Lincoln thing wide apart, to be honest with you.
Booth already did that.
All right, the curtain opens up. There's a juggler on stage. Professor Gilman? Hey, I saw this guy over in Bisbee. He catches stuff. So their cowboy stands up. Hey, Professor, catch this. Shoots a shot right at him. Blows up one of his juggling pins. Cowboys are still rowdy as hell, but this actor comes out. It is Billy Zane. Gives an incredible monologue that silences these cowboys.
This is one of my favorite parts because when he comes out, you can hear somebody in the background be like, he's not even wearing pants.
He ends his big monologue. Upon this, St. Crispin's Day, the cowboys go apeshit. They fucking love this monologue.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I think this is one of the funniest parts of the movie. I don't know why, like who made the decision that they should be super into it, but it's so funny to me.
I think he's amazing.
Curly Bill does stand up and says, "That's great. That's our kind of stuff." The proper play for the evening starts now. It's Faust. At the
Isn't
end of
it always?
Oh, we've kind of done Faust on this podcast already.
Which one?
The De Palma one. Paradise.
Phantom of the Paradise?
Phantom of the Paradise.
Carburetors, man.
That's what life's all about.
That's where it's at.
At the end of the performance, the main character, or the main actor, takes off the devil mask, revealing himself to be that hot lady that Wyatt saw earlier in the day.
Whoa, what?
She looks up at Wyatt and smiles. He says, "I'll be damned." Doc says, "You may indeed if you get lucky." It's good. The writing is so good.
The writing is incredible.
After the show, Wyatt and Morgan, they head over to the Oriental. But not Virgil, though. He's heading home to bang his wife.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking this watch, Wyatt.
Yes, thank you, Wyatt.
Wyatt's wife is kind of pissed. She's not feeling very well.
Yeah, because she's fucking jonesing for a fucking
It's
shot,
just headaches, Dan. Just headaches.
Yeah, it's just she can manage it, dude. You need to get a stronger opium to get off the regular one.
She'd love current opium.
Why doesn't she just go to like the fucking tent that Curly Bill goes to later, where you can smoke like uncut?
A pistol?
No, that's like what later in the movie. They have like opium dens in Tombstone.
Yeah.
Why don't you just go there?
Because it's a headache, Kron. She's not trying to get high.
She's not those type of people, Kron.
Yeah.
She's high class.
Cut out the middleman who's cutting your laudanum by
What do you think?
90%.
What do you think? She's Johnny Depp trying to figure out Jack the Ripper or something?
Did he do opium?
And from hell, right?
Yeah.
Did he do it for real, though?
Probably. It's Johnny Depp.
Was he method?
Yeah.
Dan, you should figure out who Jack the Ripper was.
No, I already got enough on my fucking plate, guys.
That one's still unsolved.
I
dude.
think they're connected.
No, I don't think those are connected.
You don't?
Do you think it could be like the spirit keeps coming back?
Yeah.
Get on with the plot.
All right, Wyatt's wife, she's pissed.
But maybe, yeah, I think maybe it could happen, yeah.
She's not feeling well. Wyatt tells her, you might want to go see a doctor. She says, just headaches. I can take care of it. Wyatt and Morgan get over to...
Because you never want to have sex.
I feel like the opium could wind you up, you know?
She gets a headache. She doesn't want to fuck.
No.
And then she takes the medicine and she just falls asleep.
She's so fucking constipated from that opium, dude.
Wyatt and Morgan...
Her sphincter is so full, it is putting pressure on every lower canal. There's nothing's happening.
Well, has she scabbed it over?
She doesn't need a scab. She's got a fucking rock hard cork of fucking bile down there just waiting to pass.
God, I love this show.
Wyatt and Morgan get over to the Oriental. It is hot.
You tighten that corset just one more fucking yank and she'll pop off.
She'll lose 2 sizes from the bowel movement she has.
Stop it, honey. God damn it. This is a hotel room.
Eventually, at the Oriental, Wyatt ends up winning some land deeds off of some degenerate gambler.
Thank you,
He's
Wyatt.
like, hey, we're in the mining business now. Wouldn't you know it, eventually that sexy lady Satan waltzes through the bar.
You keep saying sexy.
Yeah, to Wyatt
Okay.
and to me in the audience. She's okay.
I think what this is a presentation of how a 6 can appear as an 8 with confidence and money.
She does have like a cool attitude, you know?
Oh. Okay.
I'd like to hear
You think it's cool?
your opinions on the rest of the ladies in this movie. Your ratings.
Yeah, let's hear him, Bones.
Yeah.
The
Who's
hottest,
the hottest lady in
the
Tombstone?
fucking Doc's Hungarian lady.
Staccario duck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, it's it. So she doesn't wear
A bustle?
a bustle.
Now she's gonna ride, dude.
I think maybe, I mean, Wyatt's wife might be, more attractive than Josephine.
Yeah,
But she's addicted to laudanum. I mean, there's a trade-off.
oh, that's headaches, man.
Just headaches, Kron.
Yeah.
Come on.
And that's and a 6 that doesn't take care of herself. That's how she presents. She presents as a 4, So, and I say this as a 4. I'm not. I'm not punching down here.
Yeah, but you're presenting as a 6.
That's my hair in humor. Humor doesn't go as far as people think.
Humor gets you in trouble more than it gets you laid.
There's funny 4s out there that think they're 7s or 8s. No way. That's a point at best.
Humor gets you laid and married, and then 10 years later
keeps you from getting laid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, this is still going? It ain't stopping. Oh, now you have a podcast? Good.
Yeah.
That was like a real conversation.
I will say, yeah, having a podcast will drop you 2 points.
Yeah.
Well, you only get it out on one night a week. Maybe you should do 2 episodes a week. Don't tempt me.
Actually, it drops you 2 points if you are a person who is open about having a podcast. If you're like humble about it and it comes up in conversation and you're like, no, that's only a 1. Only a drop of 1.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you go to your wife's Christmas party and they're like, how's your podcast doing? Fuck, you're fucked.
You got to let no one know about it.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
We just signed.
My wife thinks I'm up here right now drinking laudanum. She doesn't even know about
We just signed
show,
bankruptcy paperwork, Kron. Dan.
I'm losing the house?
Yeah.
I'm losing.
Dan just bought a new fucking mic interface. We're fucked.
Yep.
You're finally going to hear what I have to say.
All right, she walks up to Wyatt, but just as she does, Wyatt turns away from her, doesn't even engage. Doc says, I had you all wrong, you're an oak. Pretty soon, Curly Bill and Johnny Ringo, they approach Wyatt's table. Bill's buddy Ike keeps telling Wyatt, like, listen up, law dog, the law doesn't go around here.
Law dog.
Wyatt's like, no problem, dude. I am retired from this line of work.
Nah, you fucking law dog.
Listen, law
dog. I fucking a bullshitter, law dog.
Johnny Ringo says that he recognizes Doc. Ask if he's retired too. Doc says, no way. I'm in my prime. Eventually, Johnny pulls a gun. But he just ends up doing like a fancy, twirling his pistol around all over the place.
TJ Laser moves.
Mm-hmm. Doc, who's drunk, he ends up mimicking what Johnny does, like move for move with a little whiskey cup. Pretty fucking good. Everybody laughs.
Mm-hmm. Billy Zane's like, bravo.
Yeah. Bravo.
It is great. It's a great subversion of the tension, right? But still sort of calling out his bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, we could sit here and we could go on and on about Kilmer's incredible performance, right? But it truly is. It truly is, I would say, a top 100 film performance.
I think I think it's his best performance.
I agree with you. And I think a lot of that has to do just with, I wonder how much he's bringing to it. Like, we've talked a lot about how incredible the dialogue, but the layer to his character is insane, mm-hmm. right? You've got Virgil and Morgan, and they're just sort of one-sided, and maybe that just that allows Kilmer to fucking rise. But Dan, mm-hmm. Kilmer in this top 100 film performance all time, or how about this? At least Kilmer's best performance.
Yeah, maybe. Definitely steals it. I think maybe the first time you watch, you're probably blown away by Doc, and maybe on your second watches, you kind of notice everybody else.
Yeah. I had 2 on this rewatch that definitely stood out to me. Fucking Michael Biehn, I think is doing some good work, and Stephen Lang, fucking law dog. He's leaning into being a piece of shit and doing incredible. But,
well, I mean, I think I said before on our Extreme Prejudice episode that I absolutely love a movie that's full of just character actors. And I mean, this is, if that was the 80s equivalent of that, this is definitely the 90s version of like Kurt Russell calling in every single favor that he had out there.
Yeah.
But also getting all the people he's like, I like this guy's shit, you know? Not just bringing in like, we don't need to get the top name guy. We just need to get 10 guys that can act the hell out of a scene.
Yeah. I would also recommend to anybody that has not seen The Salton Sea with Val Kilmer. I think that is also, that's a really good movie and also an incredible sort of latter year performance from him. Mid 2000s, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Love me the Val here.
Underrated
All
Batman.
right.
Doc Holliday, actually a dentist.
Well, yeah, but that just means, back then, that just means you
Yeah.
could cut somebody's hair a
You
little
had a
bit.
pair of pliers.
Yeah. It means nothing, Dan.
Means at one point you owned a stagecoach with like a little fucking spring tooth on the top of it.
Dan, in your toolbox right now, do you have a pair of scissors and a pair of pliers? Congrats.
Yeah, even
You-
got needle nosed.
You've met the requirements
hell
of being
yeah.
a dentist.
Then you can get the incisors as well.
I'll pull your guys' teeth.
Nah, I'm good.
Trim that mustache. Kron, during this movie, were you like, maybe I should let it go down a little more?
Get a little handlebar going.
Yeah.
I could look like a real dirtbag, dude, if I got the
I don't-
handlebar going.
I don't think you'd look like a dirtbag. I think you look pretty dapper, actually. I think if you put a little bit of heft into it, and I'm not saying you lean into the wax and twirl, but I think you got the nose for a little bit more bush coming out of there.
Well, I mean, I trim it up, but this is it like trimmed.
It's incredible. You got a flavor saver going right now too?
Nah.
Have you ever left that?
That's good.
Yeah, I left that for a little while.
Okay, I think if you go a little bit further down,
I think
not quite to
you
the chin
need
line
to
with a
shave the
flip.
rest off.
Who? Me?
Bones.
No, it's I'm fucking wintertime
you got it.
Jeremiah Johnson, man. This is what I do. Now, I did do a Star-Lord a few years ago, and I was like, I feel like I'm pulling this off. And my wife has even said, she's got a few pictures of it, and she was like, I think that's my favorite of your combos. Because it almost had a novelty to it, but she could see my face.
What was it? I can't think of what Star-Lord's facial hair was.
I think it's in 2. He's got, I left a little bit more sideburn.
Uh-huh.
And then you've got the mustache that kind of comes down with a little bit of flavor saver. Not too bushy though,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then I'd actually only like razor shave once a week. But our engagement photos, I look like like I have a number 3 stenciled on the side of my car.
I went full anti-Tombstone and just cleaned it.
I think you look the best though. I think you look shaved like 2 or 3 days. A little bit of scruff.
The wife is like, you need to let some growth in. It's like, I don't know.
No. You saying you don't like my beard?
No, I didn't say that. I said, I think if you took off the beard and left the mustache, you would be there.
Oh, yeah,
You would be
yeah.
walking around Tombstone, Arizona.
I could just take the chin out and have some sweet mutton chops for a while, too.
Yeah, if you ever go to Tombstone, you should cut your facial hair to...
Next time I go through Dodge City and go to that Taco Bell, I'll dress accordingly.
Should be this year, you never know.
God, I hope the guy behind the counter is named Wyatt. Thank you, Wyatt.
All right, we cut over to Wyatt. He's out
The
for
best
a ride.
goddamn black bean crunch wrap supreme I ever had.
And Josephine Marcus is out there as
You
well.
guys sell Lone Star?
This is the only place in Kansas City where you can get a Lone Star at a Taco Bell. Out here in Dodge.
It was Kansas, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So they got fucking Boulevard. They don't have. That's like the one Kansas beer I know of.
Yeah, my lawsuit's still up for Boulevard.
Wyatt eventually says, "Hey, your mayor is in season." Josephine says, "How do you know?"
Because I want to fuck it. Wait, I
It's
mean,
like I can smell it from here.
He's like, that ain't the horse, it's me. There was a deleted scene of them making love after the ride.
The horses or the people?
both. They like they start making out, and then the camera pans over, like they used to do in the 80s to implement like, oh, these people had sex, and then they just keep panning, and it's that fucking 24-inch horse cock just
Flop.
the chick, the mayor is blowing him. That's why he got cut.
Crazy.
It's a first filmed horse BJ. This is the part where she says it's fortuitous that we've met, right? She's like, it means lucky, and he's like, yeah, I fucking know what it means.
Yeah, no words.
And this,
I'm educated.
this is also the part where she speaks without moving her fucking lips. Her lips do not touch. Her fucking teeth are sticking out. And you know who it reminded me of, Dan? You remember fucking Toothy Tina?
Yeah.
Don't say her name, dude.
I'm just saying she had that same problem.
Okay,
Bitch
I
can
was
say
dating
four-
I dated a ventriloquist. It makes sense.
No wonder you're so into puppets, dude.
They were all over.
That might be the ultimate 360 of the fucking podcast. It's finally revealed.
When they're watching you while you're getting down to it, dude, it adds like a layer. And you cannot recreate it.
So she does the ventriloquist stuff while you're having sex?
No, but like it's in a room with all the puppets.
Oh, so Dan, I was thinking the same thing.
Creepier.
So you're like in fucking missionary. But
Smiling, of course.
Yeah, smiling away, toothy Kron.
Mm-hmm.
And your mistress is throwing her voice to the puppet that's sitting on the fucking end of the bed, telling you like, fuck her harder, Kron. Fuck
She's
her
throwing
harder.
her voice to her vagina.
To her vagina?
Yeah. Come on, get in me.
Does it
That
sound
kind of stuff.
Does it sound like fucking Ace Ventura when he's closing the door?
Yeah.
Come on, get in me.
Come on, get in me.
That's like the most unsexiest thing a vagina would say.
No.
Come on, get in me.
The most unsexiest thing is like, I'm going to bite it off. She did that too.
Throws a little bit of
dude.
danger,
It's still like, it's crazy.
And now that's the only way you can get off, right?
Yeah, that's why I can't. It's hard to recreate the magic. So I keep doing puppet category.
Did she ever throw her voice while you were doing doggy?
Yeah.
Spreading her butt cheeks?
Yeah, what did the
You better
butt
hope
say?
you better hope it's not scabbed.
I
Because
just
it'd be
did it. Is
muffled.
it not coming through the mic? It was just like,
She's definitely not addicted to laudanum.
hell no, dude. All right, just
I figured it would have something more interesting to say. Ow, my scab.
All right, Josephine says, let's run it out of them. They go
I
for
hope
a
that's
race.
not what the butthole said.
They go for a race through the wilderness. When they stop, they have a nice little picnic. They talk about what they want out of life. Sometime later after this, Wyatt gets home. His wife's in bed. She's all strung the hell out. Tells her, you got to go easy on that stuff. He says, we've made a lot of money here already. What about you and me? We just get out of here. Go live. Just travel through the world. We can live off room service. Maddie just laughs him off.
I think that would suck.
Just traveling?
Yeah, just living in a fucking hotel. 2 days in a hotel, you're like, fuck this place.
I don't know, man. Well, you only have to be there for the 2 days, and then you're going somewhere else.
I guess maybe I'm not staying in nice enough hotels, maybe.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten room service?
Yes.
Damn, I've never done that.
You just pay triple of what it would be to just walk downstairs and go to their fucking, which you're already paying double at the restaurant down there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you get charged triple when you're up in the room. It was like champagne and shit. It wasn't, maybe we got breakfast, I think.
Here's your champagne. Oh, you're in here alone, huh?
You guys mind if I join?
I know. I have my puppet.
Yeah. All right, back at the bar, Doc's playing a ballad on the piano. This cowboy walks up.
I
to
only
him.
need
He's
the
like,
one glass.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. He doesn't drink.
Cowboy comes up to him. Says, why don't you play something upbeat? You know?
You know who
Stephen
this is,
Stinkin'
Kron?
Foster? Who, the cowboy?
Yeah.
No.
It's Thomas Hayden Church.
Wow. It's a star-studded cast, dude.
A young one. A young one.
Doc tells him, this is Nocturne. This guy says, what? You know,
Emissions.
Frederick fucking Chopin. Curly Bill wakes up. He's in an opium den.
Uh-oh.
This is where...
It's up there. You can kind of see it hanging off the side. Yeah, that's my Chauvin CD.
Chauvin?
Chapin?
Chapin?
He's Polish. So.
You made a
Chopin.
face. You made the
Japan.
movement in the face as though a famous director was coming in. I got a little nervous.
You might hear from a famous actor.
Okay. I'm not forcing anything.
All right, Curly Bill wakes up in the opium den. He's all fucked up. Starts shooting everything in sight. Eventually, Marshal Fred White comes out. He confronts him. Bill kind of goes to hand over his guns to him, but he ends up shooting Fred right in the chest. Wyatt runs out, takes control of the situation. Crowd forms. They're calling for Bill to be hung. Wyatt says he's going to stand trial. Eventually, Ike comes up, tells Wyatt, just let him go, dude. Wyatt pulls a gun and says, I'm outnumbered here, but if your guys rush me, I'm going to shoot you right in the head, Ike.
Does he say I'm going to turn you into a canoe?
Yeah.
And then, then I think it's his brother, Thomas Hayden Church, is like, yeah, rush him. And Ike's like, nah, he ain't bluffing. Fucking don't.
He'll kill me.
Like, that's his fucking cowardice turn starts right here.
It's pretty good, too, because, like, Doc also comes out from a building. He's like, hey, you music lover.
Yeah.
You're next after Ike. Just hates this guy for, like, one line that he said to him in a bar.
It is incredible that you get, like, 4 scenes where Doc is in the background just as fucking Wyatt's guardian angel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they look out for each other.
I like that guy. He makes me laugh.
So I was going to say.
That's what I say about
you
you guys when my wife's like, how are fucking Kron and Dan? And she like rolls her eyes. I'm like, fucking make me laugh.
She rolls her eyes after Dan, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, she's rolling her eyes because I hid her laudanum bottle.
They're just rolling constantly.
Yeah.
Like, she's all fucked up.
She's legit has headaches. Yeah.
Yeah, the light is too bright from the 15-watt bulb.
Bones, I am rolling.
All right. Like we said, everybody thinks that Wyatt's bluffing. Ike says he's not. Eventually, all this kind of breaks up and everyone dissipates. And guys, I think now is a decent enough time for a pee break. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the 5-Day Rentals Podcast. We are right in the heat of Tombstone here. Here we go. Earps are playing pool, talking about opening their own place in Tombstone.
Kron, speaking of the Earps, as the woke comedian that I strive to be, like Ricky Gervais or Dave Chappelle in these trying times, I think it's important that we rated the women in this movie. I think we should rate the men as well.
Okay.
In terms of sexiness. Are we going?
I'm fucking Billy Zane.
That's a solid choice.
Dan thought about this before you said that.
I will gladly ride around in his wagon and perform Shakespeare.
Okay.
For the rest of my life.
Billy Zane, then Kurt, then sexy Val Kilmer. What are we thinking here?
Well, Val Kilmer's kind of sickly in this movie. It's not his best a look.
He can still get down, though.
Yeah.
I think Powers Booth, dude.
You like the, you want to go for a mustache ride.
I mean, sometimes you want a guy that's a little strong, you know?
I think Ike, he's kind of dirty, but he'd be pretty submissive, though, you know?
You get a disease.
The weird thing is that all these dudes could make it at a club in cruising. Like, nobody would mind.
They've already got the bandanas. They just got to figure out, you know, like changing the colors out and what pocket to put them in.
No, it's a no. It's like, oh, you hang around your whole body. Oh, damn! I didn't think of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gives you something to hold on to.
Oh, they're all red sashes. I'm not into that.
What was red? I don't even know.
I sent you the thing.
You know you have it saved in your bookmarks.
That was many moons ago.
Yeah, you have a bookmark dedicated to one JPEG.
Many moons ago. You've looked at many buttholes since then that have talked to you.
Leave me alone. Bones, what would be your answer?
Oh, Sam Elliott.
Yeah, I think that would be my second choice.
I mean, he just always looks old. Like, have you ever seen a movie with young Sam Elliott?
Old can still look sexy, dude.
Well, I'm not saying
I feel
he's
like that's
not,
aimed
but
at
it's
me.
just-
Yeah, you could fuck and then have a cup of coffee after.
Well,
man.
like when the actress shows up, she even says about Wyatt, she's like, "Who's that tall drink of water over there?" And to Dan's point, maybe she was talking about Sam Elliott because Kurt Russell's like 5'5".
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
I'm taller than Kurt Russell.
Yeah, Sam Elliott's got to be 6'4" or something.
Thank you, Kron.
I seen a picture from a movie where he was on like I think we talked about this. Sam Elliott's on a roller coaster in the middle of like a roller coaster with like a shirt off. And I was like, what fucking movie is that? Because I want to see it. And I like looked in the comments and it never said what it was. So if anybody knows that, fucking hit the Discord. I'm sure we can find it on Letterboxd. I don't know.
Sheriff enters and again is asking for some help to maintain law and order. Again, the Earps refuse, but Virgil is looking pretty conflicted at this point. Outside, a bunch of cowboys roll through. They nearly run a kid over in the street. Virgil narrowly pulls him out of the way. Cut to, Virgil is a lawman now. He's putting up an order that no one can carry guns anymore in town.
Oh, God damn it.
Show this to your very conservative friends and let them know that the Earps didn't want you to openly carry either.
Instead of Earps, just signed Joe Biden.
Ain't nobody saying you can't have a gun. Ain't nobody saying you can't even carry a gun. Just can't carry a gun in town. Dan, that movie's called and I would like you guys to erase it from your memory.
All right.
Can't. I'm going to go look up the image later to see shirtless Sam Elliott on a roller coaster.
It stuck with me. I was like, what the fuck?
Wyatt goes to talk to Virgil. He's kind of like, hey, dude.
Does it have a Peter in it?
It's a good question. Probably. What the fuck?
Because at this point,
I'm trying to pull up the trailer, and now I'm getting a fucking ad for Legendary Pants by Cool. My algorithm's all fucked
with
up.
cigarettes?
No, Cool. Kuhl.
The Cool Touch pants, dude. Keep you 3 degrees cooler in the summer. Because they've got insulation in them or something. All right. Wyatt goes to talk to Virgil. He says, hey, man, this is the one thing we said we wanted to do in Tombstone. Virgil says, we got involved in this shit the moment we got off the train, dude. Wyatt asked Morgan to talk some sense into his brother, but one of you know Morgan's wearing a star too.
I'm sorry, what?
Sometime later, everyone's over at the Oriental. Doc's been playing for 36 hours straight. Ike's playing against him and notices that Doc has won 12 hands in a row. He's like, I've seen lucky people, but that's too much, man. Doc suggests instead of gambling, maybe they ought to try a spelling bee. It's pretty fucking funny. The Earps eventually calm this situation down, but Doc starts coughing up a bunch of blood. Ike starts running his mouth, and he gets kicked out by Virgil. Situation begins to boil over the next morning when Wyatt bumps into another cowboy. They promise the Earps that they'll have their revenge. Wyatt says, well, if it happens, you might as well swear me in. So he becomes a deputy or a sheriff or whatever as well.
You got to back up your brothers, man.
Hell yeah. The mayor finds the Earps, says the cowboys are behind the OK Corral. Virgil says they've got guns over there. They're not supposed to be carrying guns in town. Wyatt is kind of like, dude, that shit is a misdemeanor. Like, do you really want to go do this for nothing? But Virgil is like, they're breaking the law. We got to stop it. Doc joins in with them. They give him a shotgun, and they start making the long stroll over. Along the way, some dipshit kid with a death wish walks up. Got like a finger gun, and he just points it at him.
Update, having Googled Sam Elliott shirtless, which is now fucked up my algorithm.
It improved it.
He did have that movie called Lifeguard, so maybe it was from that, but I think if you do Sam Elliott roller coaster, you get a movie called Sorry.
Yeah, but does it have a Peter in it?
Please erase it from your memories.
What's the category?
Just come on.
I did the Men in Black thing, Kron.
Let's get through Tombstone.
What are you talking about?
All right. When they get to the OK Corral, They find Ike and his boys. There's a bit of a standoff, but Doc can't help himself. He winks at this guy who's the piece of shit who was telling him to play better music.
It was all improv.
Oh my God.
Fucking Chopin.
Chopin.
Did you guys listen to the track when I sent it to you?
Listen to a little bit of it. It's too spooky.
Yeah, bro. It's fucking January, man. It's supposed to be light and bright.
I actually listened to Chopin, not on a regular, but I'll throw it on.
Okay.
I enjoy it.
Fine. I often read the writings of Nietzsche. How about that, Dan?
Fucking loser.
I'm currently doing a paint by numbers Rembrandt over here.
Oh, shit.
Gunfire erupts. Several of these cowboys get blasted. Ike, being a big old baby, he runs off. Virgil catches a bullet in the leg. Doc goes to work with his 2 revolvers. Morgan shoots the last guy right in the head during the OK Corral.
Now the sheriff, he runs into his house, which I guess by this point him and the actress chick are together. Mm-hmm. Is she in there fucking taking a nude selfie?
I think it's like a photo studio that they run into.
Okay. But she turns like she's in boudoir mode.
She might be taking like a saucy picture back there.
It is a real picture. And it's not that lady, though.
And here it is.
Oh, it's based off?
It is there is a real picture out there from, but I guess they did the research on it, and it was I guess like a hooker from Jersey or something. So it wasn't actually in Tombstone. But it was a reference to that.
Does it count as being nude if the bush is the size of half of a Domino's medium pizza?
That's the only way I order it.
Full bush?
Yeah, let me get them pepperonis, pineapples, and a full bush.
All right, guy, I want 3 pizzas, all full bush. Here are the toppings.
Full bush is too good of a
cake.
My puppet loves the lava cake.
Do you want the bush on the lava cake? No.
We got to figure out how to make full bush work. Give me the full bush, and not just in the genitals.
Swallow, follow. I just want full bush.
Is that a bush song?
You did it. Yeah.
I guess you could drink like a whole case and call that a full bush.
Yeah. Or if you don't drink Bush Light, if you're drinking regular Bush.
That's a good call.
Yeah. You got your Bush Latte and your full Bush.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next time I go to a concert and I want a $4 beer, say, give me that full Bush.
Bush is terrible, right?
I don't think Bush is that bad. I'll take Bush over a few others.
What's your favorite cheap beer?
Who are you asking?
Both of you.
Oh, Modelo.
Oh yeah, Modelo. I feel like that's even a little higher than like dirt cheap beer.
If it's domestic, I'm going Bud Fat, Bud Red. That's Budweiser. That's what I'm doing.
But I think considering becoming a Miller High Life guy.
Just be a Miller Lite guy, bro.
No, see, I want the full beer. I think Bud Heavy is a good way to go.
What about PBR?
Definitely drank a lot of PBR in my day.
I can't do PBR.
Personally, I take a
Too
stag.
frothy.
I take a stag over a PBR,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say recently I've had more Bush than either of those.
Bush is not bad.
Yeah, I don't think.
I like all the heavies more than the lights, though.
Hot Dog Grandpa was a Bush guy, so
I think
that's very
Bush
vivid
has
memory
to be
of
cold though.
that garage
all
fridge
beer needs to be cold.
smelling like fish and being full of Bush.
Did he ever put the salt around
That
his
full
bush?
bush smells like fish. Did he ever what?
Did he ever put his salt around the bush?
No.
I went to Texas a few weeks back, and we went to a restaurant, and I ordered.
A Lone Star?
No, I ordered.
Give
a
me 8
Modelo.
Lone Stars.
I think
and
I
a
ordered
pizza full
Modelo.
Bush.
And she's like, "Well, do you want it dressed?" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Do you want it dressed?" And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" She's like, "With salt around it." And I was like, "No, just give me it naked, I guess." And one of my cousins was like, "You don't know what that was?" I was like, "No, it's called putting fucking beer salt on it, not dressed." Like,
See, I dislike when they bring you a Modelo and they put the lime in it. I'm not a fan of the lime. I try to get better about
telling them.
telling them I don't need a lime.
I was with Boulevard for a long time. They would add a lemon, and I'm like, "Don't." And finally, yeah, it would be like, "I want a Boulevard wheat, no lemon."
Yeah.
They'd be, "Oh, you don't want the lemon?" No.
I think if I go Modelo, though, I would go Negro, like, all the time.
Nah. No.
You guys don't know.
I'll do a lime with a Modelo. That doesn't bother me.
God, we're all different people. This is crazy that this podcast works.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Thank you, what?
Thank you, Wyatt.
All right, Sheriff Behan comes out. He tells everybody they're under arrest. Wyatt says, "Not today. I don't think I'm going to let you arrest me today."
Second most badass line.
All the wives show up. Wyatt's wife arrives, but she does see that Josephine is, like, giving the eye to Wyatt.
She stumbles up. What are you talking about?
Yeah, her eyes are rolling around in her fucking skull. Next day, Johnny Ringo catches the Earps in the street.
I mean, you don't hook up with that tall drink of water, Wyatt Earp, and expect other women not to throw themselves at him, right? Like,
I mean,
Like
maybe
Wyatt.
if you weren't fucked out of your skull all day, you could.
it's not, the movie's not very kind to her, but
I think as soon as he landed in Tombstone, he realized, like, oh, fuck. Like, the wife and baby life is not for me.
what if,
Yeah.
so the part, go ahead.
Wyatt got there and was like, the amount of full bush in this town,
Like,
dude.
fuck. We own
you
a
can
bar.
you can smell the silver and see the bush in this town. This is a boom town. This is a boom town for bush, boys. What if when they got off the train, you know how they do, like, they all look in the mirror like a photograph together, the three brothers and the blonde lookalikes. What if Wyatt, like, switched out Morgan's wife? It was like, here, you deal with her now. I'm taking yours.
Yeah, what
I feel like that'd have been a real alpha brother move. Like,
if all the wives moved down one?
Well, probably,
for this one.
It might have happened a few times. They're just like, okay.
thank you, Wyatt.
One of these chicks sneaks into
you
your
got her.
bed. You can't even tell the difference between them.
Like, you got her for Tombstone, dude. Like, I'm not dealing with her shit anymore. It's like,
I had her in Tulsa. You take her in Tombstone. All right, Johnny Ringo says that he wants their blood and souls. But the Earps, he's like, Wyatt's just like, dude, I don't even have a gun on me today. But Doc Holliday's sitting over there. He hears all this. He points to his gun. If Ringo feels like it, I'm your Huckleberry. Luckily, Curly Bill and the boys, they show up and drag Johnny away. They're like, he's drunk, doesn't know what he's saying.
The 2-meter run that Powers Booth has to do to get to Michael Biehn is quite funny. It's the fastest Powers Booth has moved, I think, on cinema. Like, he gets as close as he can, and then when they cut to the wide, you kind of see him behind. And then in the medium where he's supposed to kind of lunge forward at him, he's...
You think he told Cosmatos, like, this is a one setup?
Yeah.
We ain't doing this shit all day.
I need you to put a rock right here. That's my marker. Because I'm just going to fucking lunge forward. I'm going to throw my big head forward, lean into the momentum.
All right, that night a big storm's rolling through. Virgil leaves the Oriental, but he ends up getting shot, I think. He either gets shot or stabbed. It's hard to tell.
They fuck his arm up, whatever it is.
Yeah.
He does lose an arm in real life, yes.
And then an assassin tries to kill all the Earp's wives who are hanging out at a house together.
Low
but
blow.
Kind of fucks up the shot.
Why, it's like, please.
They probably had a
What do you mean you missed?
They probably had a contract on Wyatt's wife, and the assassin was like, they look fucking identical, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that bitch is dead already.
Well, and this is the point where Josephine has showed up, right? And she's like, this may not be appropriate, but some shit's going to go down. Because she got warned by the marshal. So
I think he tells her, like, hey, some shit's going down tonight, and whoever's left in the morning is going to be in charge of Tombstone.
Yeah. So that makes 4 women in there. That's 2 medium pizzas full of bush.
Now, you guys order your bush pizzas from Domino's or Papa John's?
It's 10th time we've had this conversation. I'm a Domino's guy.
Or Domino's podcast.
Because I know I'm getting 2 full bushes carry out. $7.99.
Go to a local place here that's by the house, and they know what full bush means. They're not like these big corporate pizzerias.
They cover that thing in olives, and then they take one off so Kron knows where the sweet spot is.
Mm-hmm.
You do olives on your pizza, Kron?
No. I don't know why Bones said that. That's crazy.
Well, because, they're like curly. They like little circles.
Mm-hmm. Oh, little black olives all over the thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the doctor informs
If I was doing an art project where I had to make a piece of pizza look like a vag, I'm starting with olives.
What art class is this?
It's like a community college or something?
It's a feminine forward art class. We're supposed to get a positive association.
I just imagine the professor like, all right, we asked for a still life of fruit and wine, but yet again, Bones, you have submitted vagina pizza.
For the 5th time this semester.
The doctor informs Virgil he's going to lose the use of his arm. Morgan wants revenge, but Wyatt says we should all just get the hell out of here. Bunch of cowboys show up to meet with Wyatt. They throw down their sashes. They're like, hey, number one, it wasn't us, and we think it was wrong that they went after your women, so we're not cowboys anymore.
This is... It's a little suspicious, right? Because they stayed with them after they slaughtered the Mexican family. But then once they fuck with Wyatt Earp's family, that's when they're like, fuck. No. We should bow out.
Yeah, but he's got a
switch
name,
sides.
Dude. It's a good time to leave. Like, if you guys beat up, John Phillips, I would be like, whatever. But if you started beef with Mike Tyson, I think I would go to him and be like, dude, I'm not with those dudes anymore.
Fuck Mike Tyson.
I don't know if you should call him out like that. I'm going to go throw my sash down in front of him. Like, Laundry Dan said that shit, Mike, not me. I think you should fuck him up.
I wouldn't mess with that guy.
No.
No. Not even the age he is now. No. Wouldn't say shit.
I think Mike Tyson now could beat the shit out of any of us.
I feel like nothing but respect, sir.
Bones, do you want to throw down a Liam Neeson thing that you could beat up Mike Tyson?
Why do you say it like that?
You've already challenged, one guy.
I think I could take Liam Neeson. I don't think I could take Mike Tyson.
To say Mike Tyson might take you up.
Yeah, that's
the best thing for the show. I mean, but
Bones, I think that's fair.
But also, I think the new and improved Mike Tyson would appreciate a lot of my outlook. I think he and I would get along.
Is he very peaceful now?
He's trying to be. I think he's trying to do whatever he can to subdue the fucking monster that lives within inside of, And as a fellow werewolf, I think he would relate.
Just let it go, Mike. Let it
I
go.
think if he got on a 60+ circuit, he could just mow through people.
Yeah, he could.
All right, Morgan goes over to shoot some pool. He ends up getting shot in the back. Same doctor who was treating Virgil is now trying to dig a bullet out of Morgan's back. Says it's too deep.
His butthole keeps talking to me. It's distracting. I can't.
Why is it scabbed over like that?
It's weird. What are you boys doing up there in Dodge City?
Morgan's dying.
Put some pressure on the wound. I mean his asshole. Put some pressure on his asshole.
Which one, Doc?
Morgan's dying. He tells Wyatt, they got me good. Don't let them get you. You're the one. Wyatt, distraught over all this, walks into the rain. Josephine runs up to him to meet him, but he tells her to leave.
Get away from me!
Wyatt's wife, who I guess decided to wake up for this part of the movie, she walks up and sees all this and leaves as well. Next morning, the cowboys, they're hanging out watching the funeral parade. Wyatt stops right in front of Curly Bill. He says, I just want you guys to know it's over.
I was going to give it to Dan.
What?
This line,
The
Curly
famous
Bill's
line.
It's over?
Wyatt says to Curly Bill, I just want you to know it's over.
Here, I'll give you the first part. Well, right,
somebody listening to this just wrecked their fucking car. They just drove into a fucking...
This movie has no lines, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Curly Bill says, well,
bye.
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 My wife knows this line, dude.
I know this line. It was a gag. Kron.
You say this in my house once a week.
Well, bye.
Bye.
The Earps drive off. Curly Bill tells Ike, finish it. Ike goes to the train station where Virgil and the women are leaving. They're looking for Wyatt. They're like, maybe he's over there. One of you know it. Wyatt's right behind him. He's got a shotgun. He just kills Ike's buddy.
Thanks, Johnny.
Wyatt walks up, cuts Ike right across the face with his spur.
Yeah.
That's got to be a weird position. You're almost doing like an Elaine little kick.
I think the hard part is hooking the spur into the lip. Because then you just got to pull. But if you don't line it up right, then you're just wheeling it across somebody's cheek.
Mm-hmm.
That just hit at the top of the head, bro. Bah.
No, it's cool to like cut a guy's face with a spur, Dan.
Dan, you never start with the head. The victim can't feel the next hit.
You want to know how
They
I
get
got
all
these
fuzzy.
scars?
I tried to kill the whole Wyatt clan.
Yeah, Wyatt Earp showed up.
I tried to kill the full bush of the Earp clan, not the Wyatt. Fuck it, Wyatt clan. He's
His
the
wife
one.
is already gone. She's too far.
Ike kind of starts to freak out, but when he looks up, Wyatt's got a U.S. Marshals badge on.
So I thought you were going to say USB or something. Shit.
He tells him, from here on out, I see a red sash. I'm going to kill the man wearing it. Tell them all. Tell them I'm coming and hell's coming with me.
Hell's coming with me. How long does this go? This is like a day, a week, a month.
What, all the killing?
Yeah.
Like a year of killing.
Dan, I do think that is a critique of the movie, is that it is very difficult to understand the time span of this. How long have they been here in Tombstone? How long is this going on? And then particularly when you get to the 3 action montages that are coming up.
We do get a
Yeah,
montage.
it's a little, like rushed, pushed.
Wyatt and his men are laying waste. They bust in on a bunch of cowboy strongholds. They just kill everyone in sight. We get to a scene where Wyatt and his men get ambushed by Curly Bill at a creek. There's a lot of gunfire back and forth, but Wyatt, he's had enough. He just stands up, walks out into the gunfire. Curly Bill calls off his men. He wants to fight Wyatt one-on-one. Eventually, Bill gets blasted with a shotgun. The rest of the cowboys start to open fire, but Wyatt just keeps yelling no and gunning everyone in sight. After all the fighting ends, the guys are talking. Doc says it's not revenge Wyatt's after, it's a reckoning.
Wyatt
Another guy
never shot in his whole life.
never got shot.
Never got shot.
It's the power of no.
No.
He's fucking untouchable, dude.
Well, you got all these positive life gurus out there, and they talk about the power of yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, the power.
No.
No is much harder.
And it's cooler.
Yeah, it frees you up.
Yeah, if people are asking you to do stuff and you just are like,
Can
no.
you help me move? No.
Am I going home
No.
tonight? Gonna have sex with my sweet ass wife? No. Because she's high as fuck.
Yeah.
Her butthole said no.
No, don't go in here.
I mean, you can't. She's fucking constipated.
Another guy asked Doc, he's like, why the hell are you doing this? You're sick. You should be in bed resting. He says, Wyatt Earp is my friend. Hell, I got lots of friends. I don't.
Well, I don't.
Guys, this is truly one of my favorite lines from any movie. This exchange. It's got the same impact as like Eastwood in Escape from Alcatraz. There's like that whole story where some guy is like asking him what his life was like, and there was a huge fucking like thing of dialogue written, and Eastwood was like, it would just be better if I said short. Like, that's what my childhood was. But it's just so succinct, you know, it's so
Yeah.
straight to the point.
And it's just super relatable for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be any of your friends anymore. So now your list is even shorter.
Damn, dude.
I think you've just proven the point of the line.
You're already the Morgan of this podcast, so works out.
The Morgan? Like
Yep.
Morgan Freeman?
Sure.
All right, Ringo's now in charge of the Cowboys. He goes to confront Wyatt.
I'm Doc Holliday, aren't I?
No.
I'm going to drink myself to death.
You're Ike.
No, I'm not. I'm not Ike.
You're not
I mean,
Doc.
I make it through the movie, at least, if I'm Ike.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be killed later on, but...
Ringo's now in charge of the Cowboys. He goes to confront Wyatt. Wyatt and his crew spot them coming. There's a party of 30 of them with Behan and Ringo out front. All the Cowboys are wearing badges now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't get the boy not your legs out on time.
Butterfinger Behan.
Doc's too sick to go on. Wyatt and his crew find a place to hold up for the night. It's like a barn. I'm sure I didn't look it up. Whoever this guy is who's playing like the owner of the barn.
Kron.
It's a big time guy, right?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Clint Eastwood.
Is it Clint Eastwood?
No, it's Charlton fucking Heston, dude.
All right. I would have recognized Eastwood.
We're the podcast. We're supposed to be telling people that.
I don't do the further research segment, dude.
This is your movie.
I don't do that research.
You didn't. Surely you had to pass Charlton Heston's name to get to fucking Peter.
Probably. I clocked him when I was watching it. I was like, I know that's a famous dude. One of the other guys is going to know who it is.
Stop depending on us so much.
Why? That's the podcast.
I think Kron's the Morgan of the podcast now. Holy shit.
Yeah, his
Shoot me in
voice
the
is
back and
terrible.
put me out of my misery. Josephine and crew also show up at the barn. Her actor friend has been killed. Billy Zane is dead.
Fuck.
God.
Wyatt
Tragic.
starts to apologize. Josephine says,
At least he can lead an army of demons now.
yeah, this is the prequel to Demon Knight. Somebody should do it as a double bill.
That'll be our live show.
White starts to apologize. Josephine says, I forgave you the moment I saw you. Her party continues on.
So the other deleted scene was his death, Kron. Did you look that up?
No.
When they come up on the stagecoach and he tries to do the St. Crispin speech again.
Oh,
And,
shit. That's
and they're
sad.
like, yeah, and they're like, nah, we've already heard that shit before. And then they shoot him.
Damn.
So I think
That's depressing.
I think it would make I think it makes it a little bit more impactful, but
Mm-hmm.
Josephine's sitting there like her fucking teeth sticking out.
Is there something going on with him and that other dude?
I think the little guy who hangs out with the Cowboys, because there's a part even during that performance where they're like, what do you think, Billy Nilly? And he says, I think he's wonderful. And they all like laugh at him. But there's also, I think they like those two guys have like a lot of glances. Billy like holds his hand when they show him that he's died.
He's very upset about it.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of implied that they might have had like a relationship.
Yeah, because he definitely wants Billy Zane to sit right next to him, like the night of the performance when they show up at the bar and get the standing O and everything.
Mm-hmm. All right. Cowboy shows up. They deliver like a dead body to Wyatt, and they basically say Ringo wants to meet up at 7. Ringo and Ike are talking. He says after the Earps are dealt with,
Well, I
want
got
you to-
rehearsal till 3.
I want you to kill all the rest of them. Wyatt ends up asking.
The sun. No.
You doing like a Ringo thing?
Ringo Starr Beatles joke? No? All right.
What was the song that he wrote? Isn't it like Octopus's Garden or something?
Yeah, well, in the
He wrote a whole
documentary,
bunch.
the documentary makes it seem like George kind of cracked the code on it for him.
Oh, for the song?
Yeah, because he was like kind of showing him what he was working on the piano, and they have like two parts where George comes over and he's like, "Well, if you did this," and kind of fills in the gaps for him.
That's funny. Like the one writing credit that he has is
Ringo has a
actually-
whole career,
Yeah.
solo career.
yeah, but with the Beatles, I feel like by the time they got to Abbey Road, they were like, we should let Ringo write a song. That'd be crazy.
Well, no, he did Yellow Submarine. I think that's his. He did multiple. I think Octopus's Garden is his.
Magnus.
That is
Opus.
Abbey Road. That's the tricky
Yeah.
part because that is. I always get those backwards because Abbey Road is after what the documentary was doing, but the other one, Abbey Road, was released first.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch that doc?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I only saw it up to where Yoko eats that Salisbury steak.
It's long, but it's worth it. It really
I
is.
was-
It really
I
is
want to
good.
watch it. I don't have a Disney thing anymore, so
Oh.
I can't finish it.
To watch Paul just sit there and pretty much come up with "Hey Jude," or no, what does he come up with? "Get Back," I think,
Mm-hmm.
because he's just noodling, and they're talking, and he's just like, and then it just like comes out. You're like, holy shit!
Well, and then like the third part is basically the rooftop.
Yeah,
And that is just incredible. And they show all the different takes. And then on the screen, it'll say, this is what the version that is on the album, basically. And you're like, that was fucking captured
on a rooftop,
open air rooftop, you know?
Yeah. Well, and that's the last time they ever played together, right? That rooftop thing.
I believe so.
Well, in the public, I think. Because they go
Yeah.
go do Abbey Road. So
That's their last performance as the Beatles.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Check it out, Peter Jackson. It's a Peter. Could come up. Kron.
Let's do all 8 hours. Wyatt asked Doc, what makes a man like Ringo? Doc says he's got a hole in him that he can never fill. He can't kill enough or steal enough. He wants revenge. Wyatt asks, revenge for what? For being born. Wyatt says, I've thought about this. I can't beat him, can I? Doc just tells him no. Like, this guy's better than you. Doc says he's going to go with Wyatt, but he goes to stand up. He can't even get out of the bed. Ask Wyatt, what's it like to wear one of those? Pointing to like his, deputy star. Wyatt takes it off, puts it in Doc's hand. Wyatt and crew leave. Wyatt walks up to Ringo. Ringo says, hell, I didn't think you'd actually show. But what we hear is, I'm your Huckleberry. It's Doc. It's not Wyatt. Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like someone just walked over your grave. He says, fight's not with you, Holiday. Doc says, I beg to differ. We have unfinished business. Again, Ringo's like, I was just fooling around, Doc. He says, I wasn't. And this time it's illegal. Shows Johnny Ringo he's got a badge on. All right. All right, says Johnny Ringo. They start to square off. Ringo goes for his gun.
You know it's good when Dan and I are just sitting here listening to it and replaying the movie in our head.
Me telling it.
Yeah.
Doc flips his gun
This is
out.
your St. Crispin's Day speech, Kron.
Hell yeah. Doc flips his gun out, shoots Johnny in the head, and reholsters before Johnny even knows what hits him. Wyatt walks up confused. Doc says, oh, I wasn't really as sick as I was letting on earlier.
That's
Earp
become a TikTok meme here lately.
Yeah, I think I've seen one where it's like when my husband's been sick all day and then presses his dick into me at the end of the night. Like I wasn't really as sick as I was letting on to be.
You ain't ever sick enough to,
It helps, man.
get a little medicine.
You get a relief, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a release.
Yeah, bang your sick husbands.
Give the sickness to her. Or
Or
him,
she-
whoever you prefer.
Well,
Get down with the sickness.
if she's on top, like, that's 5 feet away.
I mean, I think even better
Smiling.
would be doggy, right?
Oh yeah. Well, unless her butthole's talking at you.
Say too much talk, bro. Too much talk.
Talk about a viral
Excellent
load.
point. Wyatt
Got to
Earp
put
says,
a K95 mask over your wife's asshole. You can blast her during full flu season.
Wyatt Earp says, let's finish this.
You got to put it in backwards though, right? You don't.
No,
You put it in the indent.
you're trying to prevent air from getting into it.
But you gotta push.
That's okay. You don't want to fold it and ruin the integrity of it.
I like how you said K95 instead of K95.
This is the last ride of Wyatt Earp and his Immortals. We get montage 2 here. Wyatt and his crew are just, mowing through cowboys again. Ike, once again, is a coward. He gets out of it, gets to live another day. They should have just killed Ike at the end of this movie. This is like his 4th escape by cowardice.
Yeah, but it's not how it happened, though.
But
They stuck to the real facts.
They should have shot Ike in the head
That a fact.
violently in this movie. Cut to the end here. Doc Holliday's in a sanatorium. Wyatt comes up to see him, gives him a book that he's written. Doc is like, dude, you gotta stop coming to the hospital. I'm dying. Just let it go. Doc says he doesn't want to play cards anymore.
Just leave me alone.
Says, get the hell out of here. Go get that actress. Live for me.
Sanitarium.
Wyatt says, thanks for always being there, Doc. He leaves. Doc looks down at the book he gave him. It's called My Friend Doc Holliday by Wyatt Earp. Doc dies. Cut over to Joseph.
You think it was a pop-up book?
It looked pretty short. I mean, it was more of a pamphlet than a book.
I don't have time for this.
Just like little stick figures and shit. Of like a little stick figure with a cigarette, stick figure with a poker chip.
Well, luckily, Doc doesn't even open it before he dies. So
And the Wyatt drawing's like all buff and shit. He's got like big arms and big stick figure hanging between his legs.
yeah,
Doc lifts it up. He's like, oh, thank God.
why are all the drawings of me when I had tuberculosis?
This Arizona weather did not help me.
We cut to Josephine getting ready for a show. Wyatt walks in. He says, I've got nothing left to give you, but I promise I'll love you the rest of your life. These two kiss. They go outside and dance in the snow. Get a little bit of ending narration here. Cowboy power is broken. Ike died 2 years later. Wyatt and Josephine married and were together until the end. And guys, that's the end of Tombstone from 1993, directed by George P. Cosmatos.
I like the line, I'll love you too, or for the rest of your life, implying like, if you die and my dick works, I'm getting back out there.
He's already had a chick burn out on opium, dude. He knows.
He
You
knows
don't
the
promise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan, hit me with that further research for Tombstone.
Gentlemen, upon further research, the budget for Tombstone was an estimated $25 million. A box office of just over $56 million. It was released December 25th of 1993. And at the cinema that week, you could also catch Philadelphia with Tom Hanks, Grumpy Old Men, and Batman, Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh, the animated one.
Mm-hmm.
The animated, the good one.
I feel like this was like more of a home video release, though. This thing had to make a shitload of money in cable and home video.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure rental. It was on the fucking new release wall for 2 years.
Oh, there were plenty of uncles sitting around watching this movie with their brother's kids.
The line quoted at the end of the fight by Doc Holliday at the OK Corral is historically true and was reported in Tombstone papers when the fight went down. When confirmed by one of the cowboys on a blank range, the cowboy reportedly said, "I got you now, Doc, you son of a bitch," to which Doc gleefully retorted, "You're a daisy if you do." According to Val Kilmer, screenwriter Kevin Jarrah insisted the actors wore real wool costumes in accordance with the time period. At one point during the filming, the temperature did hit 134 degrees while Kilmer was filming, and he jokingly said this is probably what killed Doc Holliday. The lawman Wyatt Earp's fifth cousin, Wyatt Earp, plays Billy Claiborne in the film. William Dafoe was originally the choice for Doc Holliday, but Buena Vista refused to distribute the film if he was cast due to Dafoe's role in the controversial The Last Temptation of Christ. Did I say Buena Vista wrong?
Buena Vista.
Buena?
Buena?
That's A. The Last Temptation of Christ, 1988, directed by Martin Scorsese. The expression "I'm your Huckleberry" has had some there's some controversy around that, I guess. They're trying to figure out what the reference was, if it was Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn, and they believe that's where it came from that book. In 1988, actor Kurt Russell did name his son Wyatt Russell after Wyatt Earp. This was before he played, of course, Wyatt Earp. There's a good show that he's in. Kron, what is it?
It's Lodge 49. It is one of the best shows that's ever been on TV, and no one watched.
It's pretty good. I watched it. Director George P. Casatomatoes is quoted saying that all the lightning in the movie is real, along with all the mustaches as well. All right, guys. I am going to bring up Batman here, and I'm going to bring up Black Roses as well. What are the odds? Kevin Jarre's original script for this movie was significantly longer than the final film. It was intended to be an epic, detailing the lives of all the brothers, or the Wyatt brothers, or the Earp, I guess. After Jarre was fired as the original director, and that's when they brought in George P. Casatomatoes. He was brought in. It is rumored that Kurt Russell directed this movie, but he does say, like, no, I just helped out a lot. Because it was kind of a passion project for him, I guess. Cosmatos.
I saw a little thing where it's like, there was a whole controversy of like who actually directed, and I think Val Kilmer in like some autobiography or something.
Yeah, it's like 07, I think.
Yeah, something he wrote. He basically said George P. Cosmatos was the director of this film, but he kind of handled like here's where the camera needs to be, here's the action that needs to take place. And Kurt Russell was the guy who was like, if somebody said, why does my character do X, Y, and Z? Like, Kurt would fill in all the character work. So it was like, Cosmatos, I think Val Kilmer says, like, Cosmatos is the director, but Kurt Russell is the reason that the movie is as good as it is.
Yeah, he called in a lot of favors. He was there very early in the morning to just work with the schedule and shit like that. Cosmatos did hire John Fasano to trim the script to focus primarily on Earp's family.
Holy shit.
To make it already delayed shoot more manageable. Fasano received a co-author credit in early promotional materials, but his name was removed from the film's credits, probably due to the Writers Guilds.
Put it back on.
Instead, Fasano was given an associate producer's credit.
He wouldn't have answered your phone call if he was living on that Tombstone credit.
In 1928, Billy Breckenridge published the memoirs of his life in Tombstone and the Old West entitled Heldorado, Bringing the Law to Mesquite. Wyatt Earp was portrayed as a thief, a pimp, a crooked gambler, and a murderer. Contrary to the image Earp had built around himself, Earp loudly protested the book's contents until his death in 1929, and his wife continued afterwards. Historical investigators have since proven Breckenridge's description of Earp is accurate. He was a bitch.
He was a dirty dog.
Val Kilmer played Doc Holliday, a role previously played in 3 different 1958 television productions by Adam West, who was Batman. It was upon seeing the film that Joel Schumacher was inspired to cast Kilmer in Batman Forever, 1995.
Hell yeah.
And Cesar Romero also played the part in 1939, who was the Joker in Batman in 1966. Mickey Rourke.
And for that role, he did shave his mustache. It was very confusing.
Mickey Rourke turned down the role as Johnny Ringo, and John Milius was considered to take over directing the film whenever they lost the first director.
That could have been interesting.
Fuck yeah, that would have been a hell of a lot more violence.
Yeah.
And that's all I got, gentlemen.
That was beefy, Dan.
Yeah, I got a lot there.
I think, wasn't it just like a year or two later, Costner did like a Wyatt Earp movie?
Yeah.
Which I think had started. Did it start production before Tombstone? Like it was kind of it came out after? It was
like right around the same time.
Kind of a weird race to get it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever I was looking up the info on Peter Shuryako or whatever his name is, so I read that thing that he was actually like, the guy who had all the costumes, and Kurt Russell and his team, they were like, okay, rather than like rent them to us, we will buy all this stuff from you. And because of that, that is the reason why the Wyatt Earp Costner movie came out later than Tombstone. Because after that happened, like Costner's team had to go source all their Western material from like Europe.
Wow.
Yep.
And that's like spaghetti Western stuff, so it's not accurate. It's just like all ponchos and...
Yeah, it's a lot of ponchos, a lot of big sombreros, a lot of different stuff.
Damn.
But I think from what I read, it's like that's the reason that Tombstone came out before the Wyatt Earp movie.
Damn. I wonder if Costner still held a grudge when they did 3,000 Miles to Graceland together.
Don't know.
You ever seen that movie?
No. Isn't that where they're both like Elvises?
Yeah. There's like, they like lead a team of Elvis impersonators.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I saw that in the theater and have very little recollection of it.
It's not the first time Kurt Russell has played Elvis. Because he did the
Carpenter.
John Carpenter,
Yeah.
3-hour made-for-TV thing.
Damn. I'll just mark this and we'll cut it.
We can do
Because
that.
I'm afraid to keep going, but
Yeah, I feel like now it's time for ratings.
yeah.
I guess we could just break here.
Oh, there he
Dan's
is.
back.
Never mind. We'll leave all this in.
All right.
Laundry Dan's back from an emergency bathroom break.
Catherine. Why'd you wake me up?
Oh, not Dan.
Catherine.
It would appear to be Michael Douglas has been woken up. Mike, wake up. Open your eyes.
Oh,
Open up.
they wanna. What's the movie? What? Hey guys.
Hey,
Michael, have you been getting into full bush again, dude?
Hey,
take a sip of milk. Clear your throat.
either way, I'm gonna take a taste of the Kron. But thanks for asking.
I don't like when you say that.
What are you guys talking about tonight? Yeah, I just woke up. I'm sorry. No, I'm an old man. Come on.
we just wrapped up discussing Tombstone.
Oh, yeah. They originally called me to play Doc Holliday for that film, but it didn't turn out. Val got the part.
You would have been too old, dude. Sorry.
I think I agree with that myself. Yeah.
You're like Sam Elliott. You've been old since the 70s.
Yeah, too old, too sick.
I mean, I kind of lived his lifestyle, though.
You would have been too sick to play Doc Holliday.
You're the one guy who's smoked more than Doc Holliday.
I'm not sick now, Kron. I mean, come on.
You don't look well. You don't sound well.
I just need a glass of milk.
You're drinking milk out of a saucer.
And, yeah, your teeth don't work when you get older,
You don't have the grip strength to bring a cup to your mouth.
I do the thing every day.
No, you're putting your head down by the saucer and you're lapping it up. Don't lie to these people.
We know you got those tongue moves, okay?
I-
We know that's what gave you cancer.
and cured it.
That's not gonna affect me from Catherine. No, you can't talk to them. No, they don't want to talk to you. They don't care. No, they're not covering Zorro.
Hey, can she throw her voice?
No.
Oh. Never mind then.
No, they don't want to hear about entrapment and how Sean Connery sexually harassed you.
I like when Mike comes by
Nobody
because
cares.
we don't have to really talk. He brings Catherine along. It's a bummer. It's we only get the one side of the conversation, but
She always wants to interrupt and talk about her stuff going
she's
on.
an independent, strong woman.
I love her for that. I really do.
That's-
And, hey, have you-
That is
have
an
you seen
8
her ass
that
in
appears as a
Entrapment?
10.
And I see that she's refilling your saucer for you. That's pretty nice.
Naturally. That's
Put a
odd.
bra on. Put a bra on, for Christ's sakes.
A brawl.
Yeah, bra, covers
Brana Vista?
breasts.
Is that what you say when you look at her?
Oh, Brana Vista.
She's more like a San Francisco. My city. Anyway,
She's high priced and full of unhoused people.
I was gonna say gays.
All the roads are way too slanted.
They got hills. Come on, there's some great movies filmed in San Francisco. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Lost that part.
Well, you do refer to her
Bullet.
bush as the Dirty Harry, so
You do remember our old conversations there, Bones.
it's good to see you laugh, though. You get a quick 10 microseconds of joy. I appreciate it. He is asleep, Kron. I think I'm going to boot him from the Zoom call.
Okay.
Hey, guys. Beautiful job as always. I'm listening.
Passively.
I'm up, man. Hey, Catherine, give him a show. Show him.
Still working on that milk.
Still looking good after all these. Have you seen her ass in Entrapment? But hey, did I tell you that I was originally
Is there a Peter in that?
Be Doc Holliday?
You did.
You mentioned that.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Have a good evening, man.
See you, man.
Love you guys.
Get well soon.
Okay, Dan is back from the bathroom now. Holy shit. Okay.
Who did I miss? Kim Hinkle? Please don't be Kim.
No. Mike D.
Oh, shit. Yeah, he was originally supposed to called for Doc Holliday, but I guess they decided to go with Val.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. They made the right choice.
That's a
I think so.
15-second tidbit.
Yeah, you know.
I like how Michael Douglas fought through the out you gave him.
Shh. Edit that out, Bones.
All right, let's read Letterbox and get out of here.
All right. Kron, Dan locked you in at a 5.0. I locked you in at a 4.5. Dan, I'm going to give you a 4.
Bones, I'm giving you a 5.0.
Bones. You know what? Fuck it. Points don't matter. 5.0 for each of you.
Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, right. Tombstone from 1993 finally arrived on 5-day rentals. There's really no beating around this bush. This is the ultimate dad movie. If your dad hasn't watched it, you should probably watch it with him. You got so many memorable lines here. You got great acting all around. It's just so much fun. You can't not have a good time whenever you watch this. You got so many side characters. Billy Bob Thornton's great. You got fucking Billy Zane that you just wish she would get just a little bit more. I think you could watch 3.5 hours of this and I wouldn't mind. But yeah, I mean, I can't really argue with this film. I mean, it's a good time. It's always been a good time. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a 5.0.
Incredibly fun. Key dad movie. Yes. Infinitely quotable. Incredible performances. Score's great. Looks fantastic. If you go, what's keeping it from a 5 for me? I think the pacing is a little weird. When you get about 70% into this movie, and Dan, you touched on it, in trying to keep it as historically accurate as possible, I think you end up having your big bad killed halfway through like the final montage, then your sub boss is killed, and then you still have to have this like cleanup montage. I don't think the second half is near as strong as the first half of the movie. And hearing that the script is much longer, it was intended to breathe a little bit more. I think the movie maybe would have benefited from that. But from a theatrical release standpoint, early 90s blockbuster, I totally get it. The one performance, the one little thing that has always rubbed me wrong is Josephine. I don't know if it's the actress. I don't know if it's the dialogue. It just moves a little quick. It doesn't sit well. I do love this movie. But 5 to go from a 4.5 to a 5, to me, that is the I can see past everything. I can't see past this. Hey, it's still going to the top. I'm a 4.5.
All right, guys. Tombstone. I mean, where do you begin? This is a movie for me that is somewhat like deeply nostalgic, right? I saw this movie a ton when I was younger. I've continued to watch it. I like it every single time I put this thing on. Like you both said, it is an ultimate dad movie. I do think you could watch this with just about anyone, even for an R-rated film. Like your conservative family members are going to like this. People, of any age, I think would enjoy watching Tombstone. I do think this is a movie where every 5 to 6 minutes you get a line that just works. The writing is so strong here. The delivery from the actors is incredible. It just all comes together in, some kind of magic way that works from start to finish. I do think this movie is good enough that you can look past any warts that it has. I mean, I'll give you that the timeline might be a little bit confusing, but also at that point in the movie, I don't care anymore. I'm just along for the ride. Probably Kilmer's best performance, maybe, up there for one of Kurt's best performances. I don't have anything negative to say. This is a 5.0 movie.
Well.
Good play, Dan.
Let's refresh here.
Big Trouble and Jill's appearance on Swallow have really just cracked it.
None of us had ever given this a 5 before, I don't think. So I think it's okay to bring it onto the main feed. Now, might I have watched Tombstone before this and not logged it on Letterboxd? Possible.
You'll never tell.
But you got to game the system. Guys, Tombstone would have an average rating from the three of us of 4.83. Goodbye, Tremors. This thing is number 1 on the big list of movies.
Well deserved.
I mean, if something's going to be up there, why not Tombstone?
100%.
Replacing one Kron film with another one.
Did I pick? Yeah, I picked Tremors, but Brantley moved Tremors up to where it is.
That is true.
All right, guys, there you have it. Tombstone, number 1. That is the first selection in the Pete Kidman category. Bones will be telling us what the next selection is when we come back for the after shower segment.
Gonna be a doozy.
It's gonna be a daisy.
Ooh.
It'd be a daisy if you do.
I guess until then, there's really nothing left to say except for, well, bye.
Crash and burn.
Oh, Dan's not going to do his...
Oh, fuck yeah. Folks, we give you 10 hours of content each week and we don't fucking charge you for it.
A month.
Month, week, and shit.
A day.
I already fucked this up yelling
Your
at our
timelines
listeners.
is all fucked up like Tombstone.
Yeah, fucking 2-star movie. If you're on Apple or Spotify, please subscribe, rate, review the show. It helps us bring the show to more people. You can find us on Letterboxd. You can find us on Instagram and Threads. But if you really want to fuck with us, there is a link to the Discord on every episode that drops on Wednesdays. So come along and talk with us, chat with us, join that Discord. We love you. Crash and burn.
Now I'll say, well, bye. Welcome back. History making episode there with Tombstone. Thank you, Kron. Laundry Dan. Thank you too, man.
Oh, you're welcome. I didn't do anything, but
thank you, Kron.
I feel like I promised.
Dan.
Like your bones.
I promised the people when I picked Tough Guys Don't Dance that we would get to Tombstone. So I felt obligated to get this on the show.
All right. Next week, it's my pick for Pete Kidman, a.k.a. 3 Pete. Guys, are you ready for a little long-winded Bones story that works better in my head and never comes off on the pod quite like I expect?
You know we are.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. For the past 10 years or so, my wife has a New Year's tradition with a rotating door of her friends where on New Year's Day, they plan a nice walk. Now, living in St. Louis, fucking middle of winter, there are some times where you get a nice 60, 70 degree day and you might be able to walk outside. If not, they will usually go to one of the regional malls and do a walk and get a Starbucks. Sort of a slow pace, do something physical that day to kind of make up for, the partying the evening before. And that's all she really wants to do. This year, unfortunately, multiple of her friends came down ill. And it was up to me to be her walking companion. So about one pass through a local mall, I said, I would like to go into this store. And I pointed up, and it was a vintage stock, which is a
hot topic.
Nice.
We did go, well, no, Hot Topic had a closed due to short staffing sign.
Damn.
Taped to the door.
Partied too hard the night
Partied
before.
too hard, and we made it about a third of the way into Spencer's. What I get you're full of shit, and you're full of dildos and party games and all this stuff. What is it with the wall of stuff? You can't get in. It's a fight to get into the Spencer's. You know what I mean? Like there's zero egress. How does a fire marshal allow this? Anyway, so we didn't make it very far.
I'll agree with that, yeah.
So I said, while you're getting the Starbucks, I'm going to go into this vintage stock, which is a, resale entertainment store, right? They've got DVDs, video games. Now half the store is those fucking little big-headed
Pops.
And we're not going to have a physical media argument. We're not going to do it. All right?
Was there any physical media
It's
in there?
mostly a bit, right? One of my joys, one of the things that I miss about the video store is the walk and scan, right? I had a family video down the street up until 2 years ago. Periodically, when I wanted to watch something, I would say, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go order a pizza. I'm going to walk through the family video and just grab something, right? I do miss that. So I thought, I got a category coming up. We're kickstarting this new season. I have a private list on my Letterboxd of all these possible 5DR movies. It's like, what fun would it be to see if I can find any of these for relatively cheap? I fucking made out.
Holy shit.
I made out.
Bones is easily holding up 8 to 9 DVDs.
These are 8 DVDs that were each priced at $3.99 or below.
And you doubled up on your
my collection,
media
with one
ownership.
visit. Yes, my wife helped me as we went through my list. There were certainly things that I called out, and I was like, "There's no way they're going to have this." And I would say no, and she would be like, "No, it's right here," and it would just be off a little bit, and I'd be like, "Oh my god!" And then it became like, "Oh, they have them," and then she's like, "Oh, you may as well get 4." Because it was like, if you get 4 that are $3.99 or below, you get one free. Cool. I said, well, we're only at like halfway through. I was like, let's keep going and then I'll figure it out. Guys, I had like 12. One of them was $1.99 in really bad shape, and one of them was $5.99. I was like, I'm grabbing 8 of these things. I made out $24, right?
It's not bad.
They're all used. They all seem to be in pretty good shape. That's what you'd pay to rent them. I will tell you, I'm not picking any of these unless they are streaming, because I don't want to have to ship the DVD to you or whatever. These are things that I tried to make sure are available digitally. That is an important thing for me and the podcast listener. As we grab one of these movies, I look at the front, and it stars a fucking Peter. And oh man, am I excited. I've been looking for a reason to get this movie in. Perfect. I get a few movies in, a few further in. Another goddamn Peter. Okay. Then I start looking and I go, holy shit. This is produced by a Peter. This is written by a Peter. This is directed by a Peter. So my reference earlier about like 60% of movies have a Peter involved in them are this stack. Now, I went into this pretty confident in what my pick was going to be. And then you brought up a fucking movie during the podcast that I asked you to forget. And now I'm torn because I may have that fucking DVD in my hand, but I've also got this other DVD that I really want to watch. So, it being a category of firsts, 2 5.0 ratings, I am going to let you guys pick which of these two that we're going to watch, because I am genuinely torn. I don't know how you want to do this. Do you want to I could assign them like a number. You could decide. We could do like a 20 questions or something. I don't know. I'm
Oh, I thought you were going to hold up both the movies and we were going to pick which one we wanted to go
Can't do
with.
that. He'd be giving away another pick.
So one of them is the roller coaster movie with.
He told you to forget.
Okay, and I said the name of it.
Well, I mean, even if we don't pick that one, it'll just live in Tombstone rules now, where you're going to be obligated to bring it to the pod.
Yes,
in the future,
and that can happen. And okay. So here's the thing: I've got one with a producer Peter. I've got 2 where two Peter actors are the first billed above the title. Then
2 Peters,
2 Peter actors. Then I've got a Peter director. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to I think producer and director, I think I'm just going to rule those out. I'm going to keep it to the actors. I'm totally comfortable with just showing you guys and you guys pick. The question is, do you announce it? do I say, hey, this is number 1, this is number 2, and while you guys look, you guys talk it out and say you would rather do, and we keep the other one hidden from the audience? Do we tell the audience what they are?
I think you could show them to me and Dan. You say, this is 1, this is 2. Dan and I can hold up a 1 or a 2. And then that way it at least stays a mystery for the listener.
Okay.
Dan, what do you think?
I think Bones takes 1 or 2. We each direct message him either 1 or 2. But I guess if it's split, I guess we'd have to redo that. But yeah, let's go with Kron's. Let's go with Kron's thing. Unless Bones doesn't want to give up.
Is it too much of a tease though for you guys to know what they are? We have such a small audience. Like, who gives a shit, right? Like,
I would rather not know what they are.
I mean, if
it's up to me.
Because if that's what Dan's saying, then I think Bones just has to pick one.
Because there's a part of me that wants Dan to do the other one that I don't do. Like, I know that he works really hard, but I feel like one of these is so perfect.
Wow, another classic Dan should have picked this, just like Tombstone.
That was all in your head.
Dan will never... If you show the other one, Dan will never pick it.
Here's what I'll say. One of them, obviously,
catching on.
It's a crazy coincidence that it was brought up today. One of them has a real deep-seated 5DR connection. Okay.
It's got somebody shitting in a condom.
I don't know. I've never seen this one. The question would be, would you see the shit when it came out?
You'd have to. And him throwing it in the canal.
I don't know. Because that's kind of the way the science works. All right. You guys see the hand that I'm holding up? I don't know if I'm mirrored or not in the Zoom.
I can see you're holding up a hand.
But the side that I'm holding it up on.
It's this side for me.
Okay, whatever. But this side is going to be 1. Okay?
Okay.
This is my original choice.
God.
Wow. I'm impressed.
You actually bought that.
I've held up 1 and 2. You see why this is a tough decision, right?
I don't know anything about 2 besides the cover at this point. And I hardly know anything about 1.
This is great podcasting.
I'm going 2.
I'm going 1. Bones,
to confirm Kron, this is this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because this was first, that's what we're doing. And that leaves the listener to definitely figure out what the other movie was from context clues. Guys, let me open this bad boy up so I can confirm that the DVD's in here.
Yeah, what if it's a fake DVD in there?
We'll see. I will tell you the other one that was at the bottom of the list because I had them in alphabetical order. And the guy was like, I could see his face. He was like, what the fuck is this movie selection that this guy's making? And he got to that one and he was like, damn, we had this?
That's for 2? We can just do 2 if you'd rather do 2.
No. we're doing a 2, listener, because we're going back to the world of Hollow Man, and we're doing Hollow Man 2. Jesus Christ. Peter Facinelli and Christian fucking Slater.
I hope it's as pervy as number 1.
We shall see. I mean, Paul Verhoeven is an executive producer on this bad boy.
Oh, it's going to have a perv factor then, dude.
91 minutes. It's mastered in high definition.
Ooh.
Directed by Claudio
You have a
Fay.
regular DVD of it.
Yeah. It's a high def. At the time, this was the highest of definitions. I want to say this is 2006 or 2007. I think we were working at the video store when this came out. Okay. That was a long-winded story for a long-winded reveal. I am slightly relieved that my initial choice was selected. 2006. I am following one person on Letterboxd who has watched this.
I'm excited, man. I would love to see where Hollow Man goes.
Okay, this is a bummer because now it looks as though it is not available on Tubi. I did start watching this the night that you revealed the category. And it starts off pretty fucking strong. So I thought it was going to be on Tubi. Listeners may have to rent this or source elsewhere. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking excited. Hollow Man 2. Dan's furiously looking at his phone. Dan, do you want to do this other one? I'll send it to you.
Well, I'll see. I'm working on some stuff, so.
You working some stuff out?
Yeah, I've had a tough time with this category. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know why you're saying that. Throw a rock at a list of movies and it has a Peter in it.
Dan makes it harder on himself for no reason.
Your category of that's not healthy is way more limiting than Pete Kidman.
Things with a Pete in it.
But maybe I didn't want to do a Pete.
You can do.
There are movies with her. She's in a lot of movies.
She's in crazy movies, dude. Or just pick a Pete. It doesn't fucking matter.
You let me pick my pick. You worry about that next week.
22 people listen to this. It doesn't matter.
We have 44 listeners, okay?
I'm excited for Hollow Man 2.
I know you are. As soon as I seen it come up on the screen, I knew that's what we were doing.
I love how hollow that man is. What's he doing?
Would his shit be invisible?
His dick? Yeah.
It's part of his body.
Yeah.
I mean, in Hollow Man 1, isn't he he's like molesting people, right?
You picked it.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure he molests people.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. I'm saying like when the poop leaves his body.
Oh, you're talking about actual shit.
Yeah,
when you were talking about like is
that
his
should be
shit
visible.
invisible?
Yeah, his penis is invisible. Yes, I'm saying because you were talking about shitting in condoms, and I was like, I don't know if you'll see him shitting in condoms. You might just see a floating condom.
The shit is hollow until it comes out of him.
I think you see the shit.
You don't see the shit in him, though. You see it when it comes out of him.
Yeah.
So it's like as the turd is coming out, it becomes visible.
Hey, I'm coming out of his butthole right here.
The physics on that are confusing because it's like if you're changing the molecules.
Yeah, but he's completely hollow.
Do we see him drink? Doesn't he eat a Twinkie?
Yeah.
Wasn't he like obsessed with Twinkies?
Yeah.
Loves them. Keeps them going through
Yeah,
the
but
night.
do we watch that go through? God, that's been...
He's the
2
Twinkie,
years.
though, before he's Hollow Man.
Yeah, once he's hollow, he's just set on sexual assault.
Is there a Hollow Man 3?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. I don't think so either.
I think 2 killed the... we should write it.
Yeah.
So we're going to finish the Hollow Man franchise.
Yeah, we're going to finish the trilogy.
There appears to be a foreign film called Super Hollow Man. I don't know if that...
Shut up, Bones. He's taking notes.
All right, I know this
He's
is already...
even more hollow than the other men?
He's super hollow.
Fuck, dude. Maybe the Hollow Man isn't even shitting because his asshole's scabbed over.
Is the scab invisible?
The scab is invisible. Yeah. It's connected to him.
Yeah, it's on his body. His body creates a scab, so it'd have to be invisible.
You'd fucking go dizzy, right? Like if you had him like swallow a marble, trying to watch that thing go through his intestines, be fucking wild.
What if he gets cut? Do you see the blood? We see the blood, right? As soon as it hits oxygen, it turns red. So
I think that's right. I think when it comes out of him, then it's visible.
So we could possibly. Right.
But I'm saying if he gets the Invisijuice while he's working on a turd, is that juice inside the turd keeping that turd invisible?
Until it comes out, until it hits open air.
But if, let's say he starts the entire digestion process while invisible, he eats a Twinkie and it starts to work through his body. Does it digest and get the Invisijuice mixed in there, and that's what makes the turd invisible? Or like if it's high fiber and it's like insoluble, does that stuff stay visible? Is that the tracer?
This sounds like a beautiful question.
For
next week,
if he eats some corn cob, like,
is Hollow Man 1 streaming? I think I have to go back and watch to see how the rules are set up.
That was your fucking movie. How do you not remember it?
It was so long ago.
It was a while ago, dude.
Dude, I can't remember fucking The Swimmer. It's a lot more recent.
All right, this has been record-setting after showers, I'm sure. Thanks for enduring. For Kron Howard, Laundry Dan, come back next week. Hollow Man 2. Hopefully you can find it somewhere. I'm excited.
As always, yeah.
Guys, crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.